All right, we know the drill. I got my beer here. Gonna pour it while I turn on the camera, and then after that, we're gonna go into the meandering situation for old shows. All right, so before we start, it's me, Saint Ronin, and to celebrate my victory and in the recent exams, we're gonna have us a really cold, a dark, cold one. Cheers, everybody. And yeah, cheers on the welcome back stream, right? So pour this baby right here to work my way up. Man, this thing drips like freaking coffee. Oh. I'm in trouble. I am so freaking trouble. No. Don't screw me, beer. Don't screw me. Spill. Okay, good. That could have got out of the way, man. Oh yeah, it didn't spill. I'm good. So yeah. Cheers everybody for dark beer. And yes, this show is not exactly sponsored by Polliner Dark Beer, Weissheimer Dunkel. Dark wheat beer. This is the one that's closest to tasting like bread. Cheers. Okay. All right. So we know the drill. We opened this one. I was supposed to make this like a Kincaid files thing, but this might be a better way to do things. I'm just gonna put myself here now and stop with the camera, and we can get on to this one. Let's enjoy an old show together, folks.
Little fucking racist. It's like John does so many other things that you could say.
United. Hey up, my American friends. How you doing?
I think this is where things.
Hey, I'm all right. I haven't fucking killed myself yet, so there's that.
Which state are you Americans in then? Whereabouts in America are you lads from?
I'm in New York. Smokey's in fucking California.
I'm in Idaho.
What's the topic? Listen, here. What's topic of conversation for tonight then? Go on then. Let's have
we didn't really have one phoning it in. It's an every Thursday. I just got through bitching about my fucking time slot, and it's like, well, I didn't.
Go on, sorry.
You up?
Well, the thing is before you start up one of these, I thought you were supposed to have like some sort of, not an itinerary. What's the word? You know, some sort of schedule. Fucking, you're not right well planned.
I usually do, yeah.
Right. So come on, what's topic of conversation? Can we talk about football? European football, none of that American.
I fucking hate football. Fuck Manchester United. Fuck the EU. Yeah.
Fuck them all. Fuck the long, the short, and the tall. For we are united, and we are the best. For we are united, so fuck all the rest. Listen, main question.
Are you from Swindon?
Am I from Swindon? I'm from a little place called Leeds in Yorkshire. There. Listen, next question is. What side of the political spectrum would you class yourself as? Left, right, centre?
Oh God.
Are we not allowed? Are we not?
Well, no, we are. No, it's fine. It's just I don't even know. I don't even fucking know anymore. We had a discussion about this on Smokey's channel earlier today. It's like, I don't know. 4 or 5 years ago, I would have considered myself liberal, but that doesn't mean anything anymore. Then they started in 2016. It was like Sargon's classically liberal thing, right? That now it's just like I'm technically a registered libertarian. I won't be. I'm going to register as a Republican, although I don't agree with fucking Republicans either. So most people on the internet would classify me as far right, even though I have no far right ideals whatsoever.
Well, Kincaid abuses trannies.
So that's why
Can I
it's
just
a difficult
say,
question.
wait a minute, can I just stop you there?
Yeah.
You know,
I
since
prefer
all
you
this
gay,
fucking COVID bollocks and all the rest of it, Brexit and what have you, do you know what I think now? That's the last time I fucking voted. I voted Conservative, right? So they're like your American Republicans. I'm telling you now, I am done with voting. They're all a bunch of self-serving cunts, right? They don't give a fuck about anybody but you. And you know what all this, right? And I'm going to go a bit extreme here. Your LGBT, your BLM, your political choice, your left, right. Do you know what it's all about, mate? It's all a load of shit, right? It's about putting as many lines down, as many workarounds as possible, sticking them in as many boxes as you can, and divide and fucking conquer the masses. It don't matter who you fucking vote for, mate. We need to stop fucking turning on each other. Throw all these fucking tags, queer, whatever. Right? And I'm bisexual, yeah, but I'm just saying, right? All this LGBT, BLM, fuck it, mate. It's all the.
I think what Adam is trying to get at is that that the guys like sitting in the wooden courts or the great political halls are trying to weaponize this LGBT thingy. Like it's even to the point where he's saying that this was never about a fighting for our rights or issues, but they're basically weaponizing this because this is what they want. They want the left and the right fighting. This is what he's getting at too.
Divide and conquer. The more you cut people up, the more boxes you fucking put them in, the more you can fucking control, mate.
So LGBT stuff's all about divide and conquer, and nothing about.
Talking about the labels.
No, listen. What it is you're giving people that many tags, and you're splitting them down that many division lines, borderlines, right? You can divide them politically, then, yeah. And not only that, then you've got your left and right. It's all a load of fucking shite. It don't matter who you vote for. They always get what they want in end. There's still fucking billionaires fucking scamming people, making themselves even more.
What does that have to do with queer people?
Fuck them all.
What does that have to do with queer
He's
people?
as fucking bad as rest. Trump, Biden. What have you got? What's it ever changed? What's it ever changed? You think he's looking at for me and you? Fucking Trump or Biden? They're all a bunch of false fucking puppets stuck in front of you to make it look like you've got choice. It's all a load of fucking.
I mean, like we've seen that from the start. I mean, if you're gonna have a campaign and you go along with the lines of, if you're not gonna be voting for me, then I guess you're not black. Yeah, that's like a very big takeaway. And I'm gonna dare say this right now. Kamala Harris is the actual freaking president of the United freaking States. Biden is just there for the facade, but I bet that it's Kamala Harris doing all the freaking string pullings and whatnot. Just using a guy with Alzheimer's as the mediator for such a thing.
Shite.
Now I'm still lost. What do queer people have to do with any of this?
I'm not saying they do.
I concur, Kat. What do they have to do with this? I don't know.
Listen to what I'm saying.
They're made like fucking.
You just did. Like,
I was going to help you.
Listen. I'm telling you what I think of LGBT. The lot of it. All these tags and boxes they're putting us all in. All these division lines they're putting down on. It's disguised as equality and rights. No, it's not. It's about splitting working class people like me and you up further and splitting us down as many division lines as possible. That was my point, right? My point is right, if you want to touch an LGBT, right, listen, why does a sexuality, right, a private, intimate act between two consenting
Exactly, like what does your sexuality have to do with anything? I mean, we literally have lesbians and faggots going to school here. I mean, yeah, they do get bullied, but nobody's stopping them from going to school. Nobody's stopping them from going to work. I don't know what's really going on. Like, I don't know, like, what the point of you can't work here because you're a queer. You can't work here because you're gay. You can't work there because you're a lesbian. I mean, this Adam guy here is getting somewhere because it pretty much doesn't have to do anything with your race. So definitely leaning to the idea that this whole entire shtick is being weaponized.
Adults, right? Why does that need identifying with a flag? think about how fucking ridiculous it is. Right, listen, I'm all for coming out and saying, right,
And the funny thing about that is this has been going on for God knows how long. Like it's always this big fight between the left and the right, and the right is just mostly composed of the straights, and the left is just composed of the queers and the fags. It's just, well,
queer.
Like this
you
guy.
got what I
No,
mean.
listen,
I
no,
think
listen.
he's speaking some interesting points here. Yeah.
LG, right, listen, no, a sexual preference. It's ridiculous. Why does that need advertising? Come out by all means. Mum, dad,
Because
uncle,
some people don't
you're
have
gonna see me
rights.
in a same-sex relationship. No problem. But why you then got to
But-
flaunt a private internet app? Like,
I mean, I agree with that, Kat. I mean, not all people have rights, sure, but again, like, where does sex come into play? I mean, you could call yourself freaking Thomas the Dang Train, but I guess the infringement of rights has really nothing to do with your sex. Like, at this case, at least.
like that in people's faces. It's bullshit.
Why
Oh,
do
he's
hold
talking
on.
about the
Hey.
fetishists at
no,
Pride.
no. Why do straight people have to do the same goddamn thing? Why are they always making out in bars and grabbing each other and fucking hugging on buses and shit? Why do straight people fucking flaunt that shit?
Well, because they're gutter trash. Just like the gay people who do that in public are gutter trash.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Actually-
So it's
it actually
completely
has to do
irrelevant
with-
to be.
If you're gutter trash, you're gutter trash. It doesn't matter where you're a fag or a straight guy. Like, if you're just willing to do the most disgusting and debaucherous thing, that really has nothing to do with your sex. It just really has everything to do with your, I guess, the environment that you decide to put yourself in.
Being gay.
I'm gonna go mod some people.
Well,
I'll be
no,
right back.
hold
It's-
on. No, hold on. Well, no, it's more normatively, culturally acceptable in the gay community than it is in the straight community. Because at least in the straight community, when you look at that, you're like gutter trash, and in the gay community, you start jerking off to it. It's a different thing.
That's a you thing. If you jerk off to gay people kissing in public, that's not on.
Yeah,
you,
it's a
man.
gay culture. They don't condemn it. They tend to be aroused by it. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think you know gay culture. I don't know.
So I
would know nothing about gay culture. Yeah, you probably do.
I don't think you would.
You know,
I don't think you've ever lived in a gay cultural area, so I don't think you necessarily would.
I lived in a house of 5 trans people directly next to a gay couple.
Yeah, not living in a gay town or a gay culture with a bunch of gay stuff is normative. Nope, that's not what I'm talking about. Living with gay people is not living in gay culture, Kat.
Okay, I guess. I mean,
And that's not what I'm
going
talking
out
about.
to gay events in the big city. I would know nothing about what happens there either. I've never
Okay,
gone to
Do
Pride.
you have a
I've
problem
never,
with them flashing their junk in front of all the kids on the streets, or is that just all in free expression and showing your fucking pride and where you want to stick your rancid, disease-ridden
I
fucking
don't think-
genitals?
I don't think people should flash their junk.
Hello, Guru. Welcome to the stream. Link is pinned in the side chat if you can come in. Oh, and if you haven't heard already, I passed the board exam. So cheers. I am now a physical therapist. Well, at least in our cult. Cheers, Guru. I think you had one of those hard ciders, so this is in behalf of you. Prost. Cold, dark goodness. That's actually the one that tastes closest to beer. And it has this like chocolatey, coffee-esque profile. Smokey has a point. Living in an environment is different from a small household. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I've never seen that at Pride personally. I know it does happen in some places, but I just
And
haven't
you say
seen
you've
that.
been to Pride
Like-
events, and you say you've never seen that?
Well, how about this, Guru? You can join me here and have that cider together. Oh, wait, it's morning in your place. My bad.
I see it in Palm
No,
Springs
not
on
when
a
I was at
Thursday.
Pride.
I mean, that's like a weekly
Okay,
thing. in,
then
like,
those are-
like some of these areas.
Then those are fucking weird people. Don't blame all gay people and gay culture for that.
I mean, for the record, I mean, and it's not that we're gay at all. Like, my community is far straight, but we had this kind of stupid freaking games that we played, like just flashing or comparing your junk and how it looks like and all that shit. But yeah, I mean, again, it really literally has nothing to do with your preference. But then again, Smokey does have a point. It's different from living in an environment of homosexuality from a small household. Okay. I mean, God knows what that particular gay community does there. But, it varies. So there has to be some kind of multivariant assessment here.
That
I'm sorry.
There's more to gay culture than dicks.
Are there gay people jumping up to say
I
that they
agree.
shouldn't be doing that shit, or is everyone just proud of flashing their junk to everyone?
Me.
Me?
Fucking wrong.
I mean, not as to say that majority of the gay community has been making fun of Jesus and have these obscenely weird sexual gestures or some kind of antic they do. Like, I don't deny that. And first putting Jesus in their making fun of Jesus in their parade is just plain out blasphemy. I don't like it. I don't just disagree with it. I find it fucking evil. But again, I mean, well, Cat, sure. I mean, I understand this. I'm really in the side of the anti-gay, and not because out of hate for you, but because, and it's not just in my biblical stance also, but I mean, like, and not as to say that you guys don't wear condoms, okay? I mean, you're grown ass adults. You guys have the capacity to be clean, and you guys know how to groom yourself. But there was this bit of statistics and precepts that Smokey read to me, and then, I mean, don't get me wrong. I have gay friends, and I treat them right as humans. And I'm not going to step on their necks. I'm not going to be this kind of Puritan and say that they're going to hell. I mean, I really hope that they turn from their I turn from this one. And it's not just because because it's gay. No. What I heard is that behind the ritzy parties and behind the curtain, it's just abuse, and it's just abuse, physical assaults and whatnot. And when you're no longer that young, fresh piece of ass, you get discarded like a freaking styrofoam in the garbage can. And that's in that precept reading. I'm going to bring that up again at the next Pride Month or so. But anyway.
It's wrong.
A lot of queer people are saying
why do you
that's
need to
bad.
advertise your sexuality? Why can't you just keep it in your freaking pants?
Because
The hell
some
do you need to
people
tell
don't
everyone
have
about?
rights.
Why?
Some people don't.
Again, some people don't have rights. I agree with that. But again, as you said a while back, when does the sexuality come in this place? I think in some way you might have contradicted yourself at a far angle that you seem to overlook now.
Don't have
to
rights.
Identify. Why do you need a flag to identify and advertise what you do?
Exactly, Gertrude. It's America. Everyone.
Private, intimate relationship with another adult. Why do you need?
Why do Christians have a?
But then again, the exercise of freedom is far more different than just simply doing whatever you want. I mean, like, what is freedom, right? What is freedom, and what is the difference between freedom and quote unquote simply doing whatever the hell you want? And when we have like these restrictions or hindrances, they conflate that as oppression. Like, no, dude. Just as you're not allowed to go 60 miles an hour above that, so that you don't hit anybody. That's not a freaking hindrance of freedom. Because, well, while you have the freedom to go beyond the speed limit, everyone also has the freedom to cross the freaking street and feeling safe about your driving capabilities and observing the freaking law on driving. And going back, like, when does the sexuality in this crap come in?
A flag.
We don't have what flag? We don't have a flag.
Yes,
what
you do.
Flag
You do. There is a Christian flag. It's
I
a
don't
white
even know.
flag.
You know what?
It's blue and red, and there's a cross on it.
I've been
Google
a
it.
Christian for 30 some odd years. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, Kat.
Google it right now. It's the evangelical Christian flag. It's a real thing.
Would I have to be an evangelical?
I don't know off the top of my head what it's. But
Or is that a Christian flag, or is it a sect of a Christianity flag?
I'll be honest with you.
We don't have a flag.
I really don't know where Kat is. I mean, don't worry. I mean, Kat, if you're watching this, we're not trying to throw trash at you. Like, this is just basically me going back and seeing through the points that were made in the past. Okay, I mean, not as to throw shit at you. I love you, Kat. Don't worry about that. But still, man, like, where did you get this idea on how Christians have a quote unquote flag?
My head.
How can you
I don't wave a flag. I don't have a flag as like a bumper sticker. Like, oh yeah, I'm a Christian.
I mean, unless if you were a Puritan, then yeah, I guess perhaps.
I got a flag that represents that.
How are you making a
I don't
comparison
either.
between religion and sex? Genuinely serious.
You're trans. You got the pink and blue flag. You got that shit.
I don't have a bumper sticker of it though. I don't have a fucking sign that says I'm a tranny. I mean, other than my face, but
so you
okay, that was freaking funny.
Denounce the tranny flag. Do you denounce it then? Because I denounce the Christian.
No,
flag.
I don't think
that's stupid as shit.
I don't think I don't fucking care. Make a flag for fucking anything. I don't give a shit.
Why
It's
do you
weird,
need one for it though? Yeah, exactly. It's weird. Why the hell do you need one for it? I don't get it. That's what he's asking.
No, listen, my point, well, right, let me just finish up, right. My point is this. Can you not see where this has got us now, talking about LGBT? And that was
there you go. See, Adam's point lands again. I mean, they just want to see you fight. And look who's in the forefront predominantly being talked about over and over and over again. It's LGBT. This is what the guys behind all this wants to, like, behind their freaking ritzy looking political halls and the big houses, or like the freaking oligarchs or whatnot, or the elites. This is what they want to see.
Exact point. Rewind it back. BLM, LGBT, religion, political choice.
And don't take note, ladies and gentlemen, this Adam Lead guy is a bisexual.
It's all a fucking facade, because what's it doing now? It's got people like me and you arguing, splitting us down political divides, boxers, and then what they can do is pass more control, all the bollocks you're seeing now, COVID passports, the rest of it.
Holy crap!
Do you know
I love this.
Do you know what my point is?
You know what?
In a totalitarian Western government. Honestly,
I love this
bullshit.
cockney bastard right here.
Can I just explain my point though, quick? The reason LGBT etc. stuff is important is because some of us don't have rights, even in America.
But where? I mean, I know in America, but in where? Like, I mean, well, if you think about it, yeah, you also have the Republicans saying that probably that people are just a devil. You have that too. You know, that could be a factor. So I'm going to have to retract that.
That's why it's important.
Right.
But
the thing is, this is it, right? If you're talking about your personal.
Oh, trust me, Guru. This is where things get really freaking heated. Like, these are like one of the rare gems in the archives. I promise you.
Situation, right? I'm not talking about, right, if somebody wants to transition
I have to get a beverage. I'll be right back.
A female to I have not got some. I've got the utmost respect for you, right? I'm specifically talking about, go do that. Go do it in your private time. Go get you whatever care you need, get your medical professionals you need to see, and go do it. I've not a problem. If you want, right, so you should be able to go to this place and that place. Fair enough.
Where I'm from,
talking about, go on.
Where I'm from, you can be fired from your job for being trans. You can be evicted from your house for being trans with a 3 days notice.
But at the same time, maybe they're not necessarily Republican. I mean, they could be leftists too, and then they like. I'm gonna say this right now. When you go into CRT, freaking critical race theory, you're just gonna end up stigmatizing every single freaking person in the freaking planet, and then you believe that they're entitled to some rights just because of their skin color and ethnicity or whatnot.
You can be denied any kind of medical treatment, including a visit to the ER for being trans.
And that's why you don't live in fucking Wisco anymore.
Yeah, that's why I don't live there. I was literally a second-class citizen because I was trans.
It's fucking stupid. I didn't.
One more thing. If you're gonna make that point, Kat, like, is Wisconsin right-leaning, or is it left-leaning? Cat needs to move. Here in Michigan, it's totally illegal to do anything to anyone who identifies as trans or gay. Well, Guru, currently I think he's in upstate New York, probably. I don't know.
Listen, I'm from New York. I've lived here my whole life.
Yeah.
I started my life as a gay man. Well, not as a gay man, but a gay boy, I guess. I didn't know that I liked pussy until I had some. That's basically how it went. So it turns out I'm pansexual or whatever the fuck they call it now, but it doesn't even matter. So the idea that anywhere in this country, because I was just
between another
I don't really. Well, I make dick jokes all the time and call Smokey a baby raper. But
listen, just
nothing
take
wrong
a
with
step
dick
back, right? The
jokes,
trans stuff aside, I understand why that specific stuff that you've outlined is wrong, what you're getting discriminated on and why it needs. But
I have a question for everyone.
But you're talking about pansexual now and a sexuality. Why does that need discussing online? This is what I don't understand.
I have a question for Kat to draw a line on all of this stupid horse shit.
I'm just telling you for context because it was weird when.
Okay, Guru, this is where things get heated. Now, this is where things just go volcanic. So while I go grab a beverage, you buckle up your seatbelt and make sure you have your popcorn on the side because things are about to get real.
Kat told me and I didn't fucking believe her, and then I looked into it and it turns out it's fucking true. Because it seems weird to me that anybody gives a flying shit enough to fucking tell somebody that they can't have a job or fucking live somewhere because of what the fuck ever it is that they do. Oh, fucking Jorn's here. Good times had by all.
There's nothing wrong with that either. You know what? Is it? Hey, hold on. Is it bigoted for a faggot business to say they're not going to hire anyone but faggots? Is that bigoted?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Probably.
No. Yeah.
No, it's not, because they might have a business model that only fits faggots, like going and cleaning faggots' houses in the nude. It's something that people should be allowed to do. If they don't want faggots working in their businesses, if they don't want faggots living in their houses, guess what? There's a whole bunch of faggots that own businesses and own houses that are happy to have them.
Fucking give it some. Let it all out.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and then you've got faggots who are horribly discriminated against.
Hire who they want.
I'm so glad that I'm at Walmart listening to this live.
Hold
so
on.
That people can hear this. I'm so glad.
Can I just say, fuck you and your sanctimonious bullshit. That's the fucking reason I got a fucking fungal infection in my lung.
To only hire faggots if they want to only hire faggots.
Shut the fuck up and let me finish.
Fuck you, Kat. Fuck you. You're a hypocrite. No. You're a mentally backwards, liberal, bitch-made, leftist, retard hypocrite.
I don't think that's true.
No. You know what?
It's on left. Fucking hell.
What the fuck is your problem, man? What the fuck issue do you have with
Because you have this leftist indoctrination. Everything gay is good. Everything trans is good.
I never
said that. Anyone that doesn't want it is fucking evil. Fuck you. We don't have to accept your...
Well, there it is. Freedom is the core, but everyone's fighting for it. And then there's just a specific way to... They have these specific approaches. Like it's different ways, different methods, but they're all trying to reach the mountain. But what I didn't notice in that one is this, that maybe in between, they fight somewhere in between. And it's not because they're probably enemies. It's just that they don't agree with their methods, or somebody decided to have the goal to say that, hey, you're doing this wrong, and then they're having a big fight about it. Well, I'm having white beer this time. Cheers, mates. Oh, man, that was creamy. All right.
Stupid fucking shit.
Calm down,
Fuck you.
Nakasuchi. Is it the ice cream cones? Where'd the ice cream cone touch you? You fucking.
You don't get to tell me what I have to accept. You wanna play imaginary
I never
dreamland in
did.
your brain? Leave
I
me
said
the
you
fuck
can't.
out of it.
I never said that. You're doing the same fucking shit Knock did. You're
Whatever.
putting words in
I
my
don't
mouth.
know. I don't
No,
hold
no.
these ideas. I don't claim to be a leftist.
I don't either. You're saying I do. I don't.
You
What?
certainly present the talking points like a good leftist.
Over fucking Biden.
It's all about whether or not
I-
people get to stick their junk where they want. Who gives a fuck about that being the primary political
it's
policy
not
of the
about
nation?
that. It's about being able to live.
I think the issue that we're having here is
Go
that
live
the
in
left
Palm
this
Springs.
country-
Go live in fucking San Francisco, where it's hard as hell to get employed or accepted if
have a
you're a
minute?
straight person. Why don't you go spend 5 minutes in a
Can I have a
gay
minute?
area and find out how easy it is to fucking live and how hard it is to live when you're straight? Get your brain out of the clouds, you dumb fucking cunt. Go live somewhere where they
Did you
actually
see the
accept
house
you
I had to live in?
happily.
Did you?
You live in
did
you
you-
live in the fucking Bible Belt, and you're like, oh, America hates trans.
Now, here's the thing. Both are making valid points. But now, okay, so this debate was about okay, so Adam Lead in the lower corner, Mr. Doe, is saying that the people behind the political holes and the oligarchs and the people have the ability to get what they freaking want because they're rich. They're weaponizing this idea where the left and the right are always fighting, and then in the left you have the Eugenes and the queers, and you have the straight people, or let's say the God-fearing people, to the point where it's all even puritanical, and it's the same old big old debate. It's always the big old LGBTQ warfare thing. And now, Kat, a while ago, which is the trans on the left, in the left corner video, beside Will Kincaid with the orange shirt, Kat is saying that some people don't have rights. And I think she's talking about his particular ilk. Whereas Smokey here has a point too. I mean, there's a difference between living in a homosexual environment and in a gay household. And he's saying that Kat was like, well, I don't have rights, especially when I'm in Wisconsin. And Smokey here is responding with, try living in Palm Springs, where if you're a straight man, it's hard to get a job. So it's basically the butting of heads of two valid points right now.
And go to San Francisco.
I
then,
never said
you
that.
Fucking whiny fag.
Because here's the thing, like, we're talking about freedom, and you guys have the right. I mean, it's basic. It's freaking America. You can do what you want. Just as the gay establishment has the right to hire straight people, or vice versa, or straight people have the right to hire only gay people, or vice versa, right? And if you don't like it, you got to move to another state. And, well, I think he's done that now, Guru. I mean, that's why he's not living in Wisconsin. So, yeah.
Couple of things. First of all, the only reason that Kat's not living there, and the only reason that she was able to move out of fucking Wisconsin was because she knew somebody in New York who had a place for her to stay. Otherwise, it would have been next to impossible.
I have to accept as virtue from people that give me no substantiation for it.
Literally, I don't know where this is coming.
You know what?
She literally didn't say that.
Let me tell you something. How grossed out I am. I have supported gay businesses saying we only want to hire gay people. Okay, I've done that in my life with people who said, no, that's bigoted. That's double standard. No. They should be allowed to hire whoever the fuck they want. And if they think that gay people are going to fit their staff better, they should be able to say, I want to only hire gay people.
Really? Have you seen Gridlock versus Flat Earth guy debate? Flat Earthers use the same argument as that. Okay, now we have something else to look at. And yeah, there's going to be a third bottle of beer. Mr. D.O., if you don't mind, could you post the link to that one? So that after we're done here with the freaking meltdown of Smokey Saint, we'll be able to see Greglock and Flat Earth guy debate. That would be great. But anyway.
They should be allowed to do that.
Listen.
And you know what? It's the same standard that ends up turning around on them.
Yeah,
and then
Smokey,
if they
honestly,
say that, they're
just chill
bigoted.
out.
No,
Take a
they
breath.
aren't. This
Whoa,
country says you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want, hire who you want, be around who you want, do business with you want. That's what this country is about.
Hell, he's off his chops, man. Calm down, man. Listen, I just want one word. Smokey, mate. Do you know what?
I'm sick of this
somebody
shit.
as these LGBT are described as bisexual, right? That's what they describe me as.
I'm sick of having it.
Listen. I don't tag me son as that because I do my business behind private doors. I don't feel the need to have a tag like that. It's an internet act, what I've just described it as, right? But I agree, Smokey. It's gone that mad now with this political correctness walk. It's gone full circle, right?
Okay,
it's too far.
That's what I was trying to.
It's too far with
what you describe. Was your Karen, right? Your white.
It's too far with it.
It's
Dio, maybe you don't have to find the link for me. I can go find it myself. I mean, Modern Day Debate has like these big clickbaited kind of videos. So yeah, hold on, I'll find it myself.
I was trying to get at this. Political actors weaponize this shit.
It's gone full fucking circle, mate. I'm telling you.
And that's why you get this argument. We just weren't weaponizing. They're literally weaponizing this shit so that we all argue with each other like we are now. That's the whole thing. Because Cat's not like anything like you described. I know that because I hang out with Cat on a regular fucking basis.
That was my point at the very start of it. You see what they're doing? It's bigger
That's
than
what I was.
fucking
Yeah, I know.
It's bigger than BLM and it's bigger than me and you. It's a game being played from the fucking top. What have you all done over there? You voted for fucking Biden. Oh, liberal rights and you.
I don't know about that. I think that. I think Maricopa County is in dispute on that fucking one.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm really sick of being told that I'm immoral because I think there's two genders. Okay. I'm really fucking sick of being told I'm a bigot because I think someone with a dick is a male.
Okay. I've seen this before and I will let you continue, but here's the thing, Smokey. Cat isn't like that. I mean, I get it. I mean, I've been there too, but Cat isn't like that. So, or at least by what I see, Cat isn't like that. So,
okay, I'm really fucking tired. Okay, this is not even any type of reality that I enjoy participating in. When I'm reviled for stating basic biological facts, okay? And because it's gotten far, pushed this far, I'm going to start pushing back a bit because I'm fucking sick of it.
You don't understand though. Listen to me, Smokey.
Well, Smokey, why don't you just move out of Palm Springs?
Smokey, but this is what they want you to push back against people like Cat, when in reality, it's not solving anything. Listen, I hate to quote.
That's what I'm saying. Cat never said any of that shit to you. Never shamed you for any of it.
Tigerian, but all we do every 4 years is change that wheel. The wheel doesn't need changing. It needs fucking smashing. It needs stop fucking voting. Make a mockery of the system, and then you'll get fucking real change.
Why can't we just let people have their free will choices? Why can't we let the gays
We're
decide?
all saying the same thing.
I know, but no, like I don't feel like Kat, that is what she said. Kat demands that straight people be okay with trans and gays. Why can't it just be that the gays and trans are okay with gays and trans? Why can't it just be okay with that?
Why don't we just let Kat tell everybody what she believes so that we can just get this
All right,
straight?
fine. Okay.
Then we're going to have to draw a line under this because I want to do the next topic, but go on.
I don't care. It's not your show, so shut the fuck up.
Listen, I'm making this tonight. Don't go there. You need me. Go on.
Can I kick him?
Let's give him a minute. Just do your thing. Let's not get distracted.
Don't fucking tell me what to do on my own goddamn show.
Go
Fuck
on,
you.
Ross.
I'm the co-host, not
winding you up. Go on, I'm winding you up. Go on.
Okay.
Hey, listen, you look half decent to me. Go on.
This is why I should never have beer, by the way, probably.
Yeah, probably. It's okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Where on the chart are you, Smokey? Are you
Take your pick, you ass-called crusaders. Who is who?
I think you're bottom left.
Yeah, he's bottom
Yeah,
left.
it's Smokey's dad situation going on, yeah.
Schmuckers dad situation.
Anyway, go ahead.
So my point is you shouldn't have to hire anyone really unless you want people to work, right? Except the issue is in 17 states it's perfectly legal. You can't fire a straight person for being straight or a black person for being black or a Muslim for being Muslim. But
sure you can
fire a trans.
You just sure you can.
Trans.
That's a lie. Sure you can. You just can't say that's why you're firing them.
Can I?
It's called a no fault state.
Yeah, or a right to work state, either or. But in these states, there's no law protecting that, right? So it's not even, we don't even have the facsimile of having protection.
Either everyone can get fired or nobody can get fired.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. It's, I don't fucking care if you hire me, but then don't turn around and fire me because you found out I was a tranny. You know,
right.
I don't care if you don't want to give me a house, you know, a place to live, but then don't fucking evict me when you find out I'm trans, right? You can't fucking, and then we have to have this whole discussion where if no one wants to hire you or give you housing because you're trans, and then what do you do?
Then you end up with a homeless problem.
Yeah,
then you want to get rid of the fucking homeless people because they're out in the street shooting heroin because they got nothing better to do because they can't fucking work or live anywhere. Yeah. That's kind of how it happens.
That's my point. Is it's basically creating an epidemic of, you know, homeless fucking trans people out because, well, no one wants to give us jobs, no one wants to give us housing. What are we supposed to fucking do? That's why you wind up in a situation like me where you're living in a house with a 6x4 foot hole in the roof. It's
well, not anymore, but
yes, but how I was living. That's the kind of shit that happens. I'm not saying you have to like me because I'm trans. I'm not even saying you have to actually think I'm trans. You just have to.
You just want to be treated like a regular human person with rights and not be infringed upon. Yeah, Kat. I'm sorry for kind of being one-sided here.
Respect me as much as a human as you would any other fucking random person on the street. You know, you don't have to be nice to me. You know,
we have base level, and then if the person's a cunt, you can lower the bar.
Yeah. Like I don't give a shit. You can. Here's the thing. I don't think it's a good thing to do. But you can fucking hate me just because I'm trans. You're allowed to do that. I'm not here policing thought crimes. What I'm saying is you should treat me as a human. That's really all I'm asking.
Correct.
I'm not asking for special treatment. I'm asking job. House, access to.
That's basically how we do things here. Like when did your sexuality had anything to do with your capacity to work? I mean, we have had gays and lesbians and straight people alike fired, not because of their fucking preference, but because of their fucking performance. That's basically it.
Food that isn't out of the trash, you know, access to potable water, you know, access to medical care, you know, that's really just basic medical care because you could be denied fucking doctor's visits because you're trans. The doctor could just be like, nope, fuck you.
And that's why we need to nuke Wisconsin and Michigan.
Well, it's not Michigan. It's like Wisconsin.
No, I just threw Michigan in there because I hate all of fucking Michigan.
Right, listen.
Guru lives
have we all had a say on this divide and conquer bollocks? But I think I proved my point.
Yes,
Right,
that's,
listen,
that's
next
exactly what it
topic.
is.
Right.
Don't
Next
shut
topic.
the fuck up. Not gonna talk about this some more. Don't.
Oh, I think I'm having allergies.
Listen, next topic of conversation, right? I'm going to have a look. Well, I'm not being nasty, but
I don't
you
care
didn't
what
put
you're
like
gonna do.
seeing as you didn't put what I'd call a checklist together, I'm going to raise the topics, right? What kind of music are you all into? What's your favorite? What do you like to just chill out to?
Well, that's a fucking weird.
Oh no! Listen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring
There's
the light
fucking
level
trannies in what? What kind of music do you
this
listen
is
to,
it,
mate?
Listen to me. I'm going to bring the level down, and then I'm going to turn it right back up after this one again. But we're going to have a chill out topic.
No, you're not going to
Favorite
do
music.
fucking shit. I'm going to keep this turned up just to spite
Takeaway.
you.
Takeaway.
Fuck you and your bullshit.
Takeaway does
Right,
make a
you
good
know what?
point.
I'm old school, right? I'm a 90s
Oh,
kid.
sorry, I'm not acknowledging.
Listen,
Wow, chat went wild.
You know, it's actually kind of funny. I'm reminded of the case that was presented. I think it was a California or Oregon situation with the baker, and the baker, was a Christian baker, and the gays came in and said, "Hey, can you make us a cake?" And he's like, "No, that's against my religion." And then they sued him and made him shut down his bakery, and it was a whole big situation. That's the type.
I'm not sure if that's an actual thing that happened or it's just a story to illustrate. But yeah, I mean, like, dude, if America is going to be the place where you have rights and you can do whatever the heck you want, then that has to be respected. Because if I was a baker and then if I made a wedding cake for a gay couple, and I know that's against my belief, then they should just respect that. And because I'm pretty sure there are also gay bake shops where they allow, or one of those progressive, or one of those those uh those those other bake shops that just make a wedding cake for you regardless of what you follow. I mean, there's that. But if you're gonna force somebody to do something they didn't want to do, then I guess that pretty much crosses the line. And then there's just these excessively prominent words of saying you're just bigoted or something like that. I don't know, man. I mean, it's gone to the point where people keep saying these things, but I'm not sure as to whether or not I should think that they know what it means or they know what they're talking about. That's just basically it.
The thing that I think about is just like, why would you want to work for or hire people that don't support you or don't like you? Why wouldn't you want to go find people that actually like want to help you? Like, it's not like there's a shortage of white liberals in America. Like, why would you be going out of your way?
Liberals aren't real people. Knox a liberal, okay?
Yeah.
No,
well, that's true.
And
that we can all.
He's the raging transphobes.
It's just about the pockets and areas where you want to live, because people congregate with those that are of similar mind. Which is why people certainly tend to go to certain urban
nobody
areas.
wants to live in fucking New York City, but
I'm just saying,
people are just fucking.
So for me, just so you know, I would have probably accepted the contract for the cake, especially if I knew what these people were ultimately going to do for me. And I would have put just the most horrendously blasphemous, offensive, anti-gay hating thing on the cake that you could probably potentially possibly imagine. And then I would have had it personally delivered for you.
I reckon the sprinkle some fairy dust on it, mate. Go on.
There you go. Yeah. See, but this is the thing too, because it's reached a point of a moral obligation with no substantiation for justification. And instead of just being, let us do what we want to do, and that's fine. If that's where Kat's ultimately coming from, let me do what I want to do. Let me just live as a normal human being. Fine. If that's as far as it goes, guess what? I don't have an issue. But the whole, I demand you respect me, my identity, my pronouns. I want you to rewrite your interpretation of reality to fit me. You can go fuck yourself. Okay? I choose how I interpret my reality. And I choose what I find to be acceptable, and you choose what you find to be acceptable. And if I don't want to work with you because of whatever reason, I shouldn't.
Exactly. This is what I'm trying to get at. Had nothing to do with your sexuality. If you make a buck for the company, then they'll happily let you stay. Doesn't matter if you like dick or pussy or both on the side. Okay. right? It's not even to the dude. I don't even think it's the 4-letter mafia that's the problem. It's the fact that people weaponize this shit, as Adam put it.
Shouldn't be forced to because of equal rights. And if I don't want to rent to you, I shouldn't be forced to. And in any of these things for any reason that I decide, because that's libertarian free will.
Go on, Cat. Fucking give him
Well,
it. Go on. Go on.
We actually had. We actually.
That's
had
my
this
that's
conversation
personal
once before,
choice.
but,
That's
I don't
personal
remember if it was-
choice.
I don't remember if it was over the phone or not, but I was like,
Why
I
would
think it
you
might
want
be
to
okay
force
if
a
we
bigot
actually
to have to hire like people that he's bigoted against? What good would that ever possibly lead to?
I don't think anyone wants that.
No.
Well, that's basically what
But
you're
sometimes
calling
there's
for.
no other fucking option, right?
Like you're acting like
Sometimes
you can
there's no-
somehow write a law that will cancel bigotry. It's literally impossible. You know what? Oh, the only thing that happens. The only thing that happened in California.
I mean, that Smokey makes a good point there too. I mean, if the guy's a bigot, then what's the point of forcing that bigot to do what you want him to do, right?
When they said things like, well, it's because we had very, very anti-Semitic areas, particularly in Southern California. And they said, what, and for the sake of the Jews, because the Jews got in city councils, like, well, let's make it to where you can't say you're not going to rent to the Jews. And they're like, okay, we're not going to rent to you. And they're like, why? Is it because we're Jewish? No, it's for other reasons. We're not going to tell you. It's just, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They can come up with any shit they want. You're never going to invent a law that's going to be able to get rid of bigotry. You have to change the culture. And when you're forcing it down everyone's throat, you're not convincing everyone that you're worthy to be respected.
So you
I'm
still
sorry.
end up with a fucking issue though, where it's like, let's say you were born a Jew in Dearborn, Michigan, and when you were there, it wasn't an issue. But then they imported some fucking Democrat president imported a whole bunch of Muslims, and now it's basically halal restaurants, and they hate whitey, and they especially hate white fucking Jews. They won't give you a job, so now you don't have any money to move the fuck out. They won't let you live anywhere because they own the whole fucking street now. They kick you out. They say, well, so you end up with a problem like that in a situation where then
that's normative. Has been for
Europe,
40 years. That's normative. But that's normative.
It's
has
still
been for
fucked,
40 years.
though. There's got to be something to do.
But no, it's not fucked because it's just okay.
People.
Again, guys, you will never create a law that will stop this. This is literally just how the human condition functions.
I'm not talking about
particularly
creating
in
a law.
society.
I'm talking about a solution. I'm not
there
saying
is no
the law
solution.
is a solution.
People do this.
There isn't one?
People just do this. It's
Well,
not. There is no.
We need a solution so good we could call it the final solution. That's what we need.
Can I be honest with you though? Let me throw a spanner in works here. What if dividing us ends up right? Hear me out. I'm gonna go a bit steep here, but it's just a theory. Race, right? Blacks, whites, religion, Catholics, Protestants, yeah, Muslims, Shia, Sunni, right? What if dividing us ends up into these groups? What if right? And this is a bit controversial, but it's just that. What if being racist is normal, right? Because going back 50,000 years ago, what if that was like hardwired into us DNA as genes? We have to find people of similar interest to us. Otherwise, that clan over there is going to come take this fertile land that we're farming and slaughter us all. So what if dividing us ends up into people that were similar, look similar? What if it goes beyond education? What if it's hardwired into us DNA sequence?
Racism and bigotry is as normal as murder, which is to say, it's basically inherent. That if you have two groups of people who differ in any fucking way and they're competing over something, whether it's resources or fucking lands or I guess resources pretty much covers all the.
But
bases.
at what point,
you have two
Will
groups
Kincaid?
Of people who are remotely different.
At what point
kill each other?
At what point is it immoral or just a personal preference? This is the issue. Because basically what's happening, we're starting to take personal preferences and turning them into morality tales. And I don't think that's right.
And he's right.
That's wrong.
Go on. But this is what I was saying, right, at the start, right? So instead of just letting what I'd call letting sleeping dogs lie, knowing that, because I honestly think this splitting a sign up goes back to tens of thousands of years ago for a survival instinct, right? What we've just discussed there. So instead of letting sleeping dogs lie and not mentioning it and not showing everything that happens and infuriating people, what if they know by ramming these equality, LGBT. What if they know it's just fire in the fucking flames? What if it's like divide and conquer? Honestly, that's what I think it's all about.
Yeah, I tend to agree with the sentiment that pointing out our differences on a regular basis is divide and conquer. I mean, it's basically what they fucking want. I've said that for the longest time. But the problem is that down here with the rest of us, we're actually thinking about it, and they're just throwing it out there to get political gain. So maybe, I know that sounds stupid, but maybe literally just fucking shut that part of our brains off and literally just don't give race or gender or sexual orientation a second thought.
So I've told this story.
You need to start
Hold on.
smoking more weed and playing more PlayStation.
I need to tell a story again, because I told this story before and it needs to be told again. And there was certainly a period of time where I was doing consultation for businesses that I was not aligned spiritually with Christianity.
Oh, I thought this was the blowjob story again. Never mind. Go
No,
on.
it's a different one. And I was assisting in someone cultivating a brand new business. And the business was...
Hey, Guru, while you're here, you want me to dress up as Kurgi? I'm just kidding. No, I'm not gonna.
It was very, very simple. It was going to be a very, very successful pair.
Like, I could, but I do need a black face mask to go with my my black fedora. Because if I take a garter mask, that would just be me copying him. So I gotta be that counterpart. You know what I mean?
As far as I know, it made millions of dollars. And the business was simply offering men who would be willing to go to gay men's houses and clean for them in the nude. Very simple business model. Very easy to advertise, very simple to pick up customers for, especially in a very hedonistic area like Palm Springs. Now, one of the things that they had a mild sticky situation with was the fact that they only wanted to hire gay men. See, you can imagine it's relatively uncomfortable to even hire someone, even if they claim to be comfortable with it, to go and be a straight man cleaning some gay man's house in the nude.
Well, I bet it ended up in a very sticky situation.
Very sticky situation, indeed. Double entendre. Yeah, double entendre. So the fact of the matter is that they wanted to. Now, I was a straight man, of course, and they had asked me on my personal thoughts if I thought that was bigoted in the terms of their perspective of wanting to hire only gay people. And knowing the paradigm in the business model, I said, no, of course not. That is your best, highest potential benefit of clientele to hire your best possible, employees, considering the model that you're going to do. And certainly I was fine with them doing that and supported that 100%. And I would do that for anyone's business that has a model that is based around needing to cultivate a specific niche. It may be someone who caters to offering loans to a African-American community that is not typically used to buying houses, and it's easier to hire Black people as loan officers. I think they should be allowed to do that. I think people should be allowed to make decisions based upon what they think is best for their own business model. And the great thing is we have 300 million people in this country. We have a bunch of different areas with a bunch of different ideologies. And if something doesn't fit somewhere, you could always go somewhere else and fit in perfectly. There's every option under the sun here in America available to you without you having to get a green card or go live somewhere else. It's all here available to you. Ultimately,
that last
you want to
part
accomplish
is the major caveat. The last part you said where you could just move somewhere else is the major caveat, because I would love to just pack my shit and go to Maine. I don't really want to be here. I mean, I like the physical look. It's pretty. The people are halfway decent, but the whole fucking state's run by fucking idiots and Dagos. But really, what's the difference?
Well, then you just have to embrace that it is of your choice for whatever reasons you've created or justified for yourself. It's worth it to take the shit for the good you get from staying there. If it was so bad, you'd be jumping on the side of a C-17 taking off from Afghanistan to get the hell out of the country.
Right.
If it was
that's
that
the
bad.
next topic that I wanted to go Afghanistan.
I guess if I really wanted to risk my life and my family's life. No, the point is that I guess we could all get in a fucking van and then we could all just try to find fucking Jorbs in Maine, right?
I was literally gonna walk here.
I
was literally gonna walk here.
I'm not.
Right,
kidding.
I don't
I had a
have
whole plan. I was going to take a ferry
Listen.
through Lake Michigan and Lake Superior.
Once I get to
next
Maine, I
topic
have
now.
nowhere to go. Really,
Yeah.
I would have to. I mean, eventually, I'm gonna save up enough money to get the fuck out of here.
Get
But
sent to Yorkshire, mate. They'd fucking love you.
in the meantime, I have to sit here and deal with the horse shit. I would love to not fucking be here anymore. I'm hoping that maybe now that Cuomo's out, his lieutenant governor will lose the next election to a Republican, and we've got a handful of good ones, including maybe Trump Jr.
Oh,
And then
speaking of
maybe
which,
this
I
state-
voted for Larry Elder today for our governor replacement to Newsom. I hope that happens.
Oh, was that today?
That was apparently a thing I received in the mail today. Yes, so I hope my ballot isn't
Wait.
lost with the 10 million other illegal ballots that'll come flooding in.
Hello,
We'll see what
Christian
happens.
Carpenter. Welcome to the review stream.
In California, that's not an understatement, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
It's also not a drop in the bucket to missed or miscounted ballots that happen all the time.
Remember,
anyways.
well, yeah, but Maricopa County was pretty funny where like 77 of they were off center. They counted
Yeah.
like 100 times or something for like 100 times for each vote. So I don't know. Fucking dumb. Anyway, well, that was neat.
I don't know. All I'm saying is it was my choice to live in that hellhole.
I just, I would like
It's
to
not my
embrace
choice.
a bit of allowance to people for their libertarian choices without it always being a moral pull. Like without them always having to be labeled as a bigot or a misogynist or a homophobe or a
To be
transphobe or a
perfectly fucking
xenophobe
honest
or
with
whatever
you,
the
I
hell
would,
it is.
if I just had a whole town of trannies, I would move there because those people are fucking dependable.
There you
I'll
go.
tell you what.
See?
I've worked with a lot of fucking people, and some of the most dependable are fucking trannies because they'll do anything for a fucking buck or tobacco.
Yep. I
You
am
don't even
cheap.
need, you just tend to chew. Hey, I need some shit moved. Sure. Or beer or pizza or whatever. It's literally that. That's literally that simple, and they always do a good job.
That's because we.
Are
have
you
to
trying to say
everything.
in a sort of? Are you trying to say you're soliciting for sex with trannies for tobacco? Have I looked into that too much?
No, I want a slave. Basically, is what I'm saying. And I
Oh,
have
you're
one.
one of them.
Yeah,
are you?
She's the best slave I've ever had.
Oh.
Why are you two
It's
a
no
couple?
wonder people think that she's my
Are you
fucking
two an
wife.
item?
It's-
Are you a
God,
couple?
No,
no.
that was just saying that.
Oh,
no,
no.
we're not.
I would not
No,
fuck
I'm-
him with
I-
John's cock.
I wouldn't fuck you and John's cocky.
I wouldn't fuck you
No,
with
I am
John's weird
married
child
to a
arm
s-
holding an apple.
I am married to a lovely cis heterosexual shiksa atheist woman, and we have one child together, and he is wonderful. And my wife is okay too, I guess, sometimes. Just kidding. Love you, hon. You're not watching this. Why would you? No. Cone Club, buy the merch. My child in designer diapers.
Right. Anyway, so favorite music. What if you had to
You
pick?
know what
If you had to pick a band.
I think you're a fucking faggot.
Sorry.
With me. What
My
the fuck
bad.
were all that about?
I don't.
Oh man, okay, we gotta move on to this flat Earth debate now thingy. Hold on. So Dio there sent me this, and I gotta take a look at it. It's just about like 23 minutes long or something. Okay, let's go take a look.
Nodal, Pastor Greg Locke. Just take a look here at both of them. Their full names. Greg Locke, 33. Dean Odell, 33.
Hold on, I gotta check. Greg Locke debates a flat earther. Pastor Greg Locke and Pastor Dean Odell. The Great Creation Debate. Get your tickets. Flat earthers don't know how to read the Bible. Yeah, I agree. Give me this one. I gotta take a look.
Let me show you how we do stuff around here. Actually,
Or is it a modern day debate? Hell, I don't know. Let's see. Greg Locke. true earther, the flat earther in control exposition.
I'm sure many in the flat earth community. Give me a break. We'll get back to Jaron momentarily. Let's take a look here once again, getting back on topic with the so-called debate with Dean Odell and Greg Locke.
Oh, it's a Dean.
I'm going to show exactly how this so-called debate started.
This must be it. Hold on.
Hold on.
Glory of God.
Okay, here we go.
Glory of God was a.
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
I just 2 Peter 1:16 through 20. You guys can put it on the screen.
Here it is. Hold on.
Let's read this. He says, "For we have not followed cunning."
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Lord, we just want you.
1 + 2 is 6. Yeah, I don't know. It depends. 33 if you don't care.
We're led into this.
Well, just so some of you, a lot of you know me, a lot of you don't.
Already, he's got the bad mic.
I came back to, I got saved when I was 11 years old in a little Baptist church in Opelika, Alabama, Northside Baptist Church, and I was truly born again. I mean, I had a powerful experience with Jesus. I mean, I had a revelation in 11 that there's a heaven, there's a hell, that I was that Jesus died for my sins, and I had to.
Can they gonna fix his audio?
To accept him, and I walked down the aisle.
I think they'll fix it. We can't be the only ones noticing.
The glory of God was around me.
There we go.
As I walked down the aisle, I don't even remember. I remember stepping out of the aisle. I don't remember walking down it. And I got up there with the pastor and prayed and accepted Jesus. And I was powerfully born again and baptized not long after that. But then, of course, that I got into my teenage years. My parents divorced, and so we quit going to church.
Really, now, Christian Carpenter, from your own state. Dang. Okay.
And of course, like most teenagers, I got into, my friends kind of drew me into alcohol and drugs and sexual immorality. And I got into all that real heavy during my high school years and my first year in college. And so when I was 19 years old, I decided, well, I'm gonna go out and work. In fact, I was in Alabama. I was at Troy State University, it's now Troy. And I was really feeling depressed. Even though I was partying, I was in Sigma Chi fraternity. I was getting drunk every night and partying every night. And I was getting burnout. And I had a modeling contract. I was supposed to be in the first Die Hard movie and all that stuff. And so we're getting ready to do that.
That's a Christmas movie, by the way. I just want you to know that.
It is. My favorite ornament's the one where he's in the air duct. And yeah. But I was going to just go work for the summer. Photography, and there is no curve. And we've done the experiments ourselves.
What was that?
And so I began to see these things, and I was like, wow. And then I pulled the Bible out again and went back and go, I began to realize I have believed
Today, Junior.
what men had to say.
I don't want to get copyright strike. I gotta find a standalone. No, not it. Hold on. Autism is not satanic, Greg. Yeah. Oh, so he has one of these freaking crazy beliefs too. All right, then. Well, this is freaking stupid.
Got all the verses. You've already dealt with some of the verses that they gave you. Every single one of them. You need to say something? But go ahead. You got the mic. Just go ahead. Let me finish my verse before you go ahead. And I'm not saying you're affiliated with him.
No.
Turn his mic up.
Just a second. I just want to say this about Nathan Roberts. Okay, what you're doing with that list there, you're debating Nathan Roberts, not us.
No.
Okay, let me finish my statement about Nathan, okay?
And I'm not working with Nathan.
No, but you've been debating his list. Let me say what I can say about his list. I have never posted his list because I don't agree that all of the verses refer to.
Believe that you agree with all of them. Absolutely. Some of them are just foolish.
Now, some of them refer, he says, flat earth. He's talking about this cosmology in general. But listen, Nathan Roberts was a young believer who I had to correct and rebuke and instruct on many things. He was a very young believer, and he was wrong about a lot of things, and he has since disappeared. Now, if you want to debate him...
I know he's since disappeared, but here's the deal.
Okay, I don't like this. Gosh. It's when they bring up these anecdotes. It's never Oh, that's okay, girl. Go ahead. It's always these anecdotes that they bring to these debates. Like when they have nothing else to show, they just use these freaking anecdotes. I'm sorry. That just won't work.
These verses have so infiltrated the movement, whether you wrote them or not. That's why when I contextually disprove them, the crowd shouts at me, and they're mad.
Here's what I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying.
Here's what I'm saying. Nathan Roberts is not the issue. And we don't agree with a lot of scriptures that's on his list, and we took them out of context and they don't apply. So using his list is not debating me, it's debating him.
Absolutely. But the question is, how many verses do you have for flat earth? How many? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He only dealt with the firmament. He only dealt with the firmament. There were no verses that he used on flat, not one.
Yes, I did.
Not only the clay, and I explained that with sunrise.
No. People deal with the other verses, not both in Isaiah and Psalms. You didn't do that. But I suppose to say in my rebuttal, do I still get a rebuttal?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, we're not going to be able to go all night. Yeah, go ahead and start doing a rebuttal right now. Yeah, I got so much to say these verses. Those come to these verses. I got pages of my own notes. Pages.
Amen. All right. I'm gonna try to be brief here. And you said, and I'm gonna hold you to your word. You said that I could bring anybody I wanted, so I'm gonna call up a couple of people to answer some things. Austin, and we'll let you come up and answer a couple of things that you said. But let me address just a few things in what Pastor Greg just showed. Let me show you something. Now, first of all, I want to say this. And let me go back to my notes here that I made while you were speaking. First of all, you say you're okay with being flat earth. Then you say that it's end time deception. Then you talk about you don't want to insult people, but then you say things like you make God a liar if you believe flat earth. So I don't see how that you call us clowns.
I didn't say that tonight.
No, but you said it through this whole thing. So what I'm saying is that the people out here that are getting a little upset with you is because of the way that you insult people. You said you weren't Christian, but you didn't believe listen to me. I never said that, and this is a fact.
Absolutely.
I've preached this for years. Don't interrupt me. I said for years, you do not have to believe in flat earth biblical cosmology to be a born again Christian. I have never made that an issue.
We'll rewind the video tonight when we're done. When you said that we're not biblical Christians if we do not adhere to the flat earth
you used
policy.
to speak out against tongues and deliverance.
Now, I'm going to be honest here. I do think flat earth is stupid. And that when they run to the Bible, it's either the immediate context or just some bullshit eisegesis. Sorry about that. But that's actually the thing I observe. And it's not coming from me. It's basically what you guys end up saying.
And
guess what? Tongues is a gift of the Holy Spirit. Flat earth is not a gift of the Holy Spirit.
You wonder, right? They're not even debating about the debate. They're not even debating about the topic anymore. It's about, oh, you hurt me and I'm going to hurt you back because I'm so hurt and I'm going to hurt you. Yeah, sure.
Quit asking me questions if you don't want to rebuttal back. Yeah. I was still speaking, but I've been nice enough to let you jump up and rebuttal. So rebuttal. Then don't ask me a question. That's the whole point.
We did this a minute ago where we asked questions and you let me speak and I let you speak.
And that's what we're doing. So give your rebuttal.
So, all right. First of all, let's say this. And by the way, I'm just going to add this in. You know, when we came this weekend, I was hoping that things would stay sweet and nice between us, but it's not the case. And so what I did was I rented a room at the Marriott for tomorrow morning if anybody wants to come have church with Fire and Grace Church.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not going to sit here with this kind of belligerent attacks and calling people names and stuff like that. I can't come back here because of it.
Okay.
All right, but here,
You can do it, but I can't be abrasive, and because then that hurts everybody's feelings. It's okay. I get it. I get it.
Has anybody, I've never called you a clown. You called, when you got up talking about this.
Hey, quit saying a few weeks ago. That's the first time I ever even mentioned it.
Now, the thing about insults is, like, if you're going to call out something that really is clownish and you're not sugarcoating it, that's not an insult. I mean, well, if you think about it, yeah, it is an insult. Yeah, actually, it is an insult. But you can't necessarily say it's an ad hominem attack, right? Like, dude, I know what I'm saying. Like, if I'm gonna say, like, the flat Earth narrative is clownish, or it makes you look like clowns because, and I can back it up. That's not an ad hominem fallacy. It would be an ad hominem fallacy if he went out of his way to get out to, like, stay off the trajectory of out of the thing that they're debating on in order to attack their character to release their credibility. That's an actual ad hom. That's an ad hom fallacy. An ad hom attack can be valid if you play your cards right and if you have the things to back it up.
I'm talking about tonight.
Tonight you have been insulted.
Because if you think about it, I mean, this is demonstrated where in Jesus and Paul have really called out the dumbest things. And they had syllogisms, they had inferences, they had arguments. That's an ad hominem attack, but it's not necessarily a fallacy.
And I wanted to keep it nice. Let me say this very clearly.
You told me that I was involved in a deception. And then when I say it, you're like, oh my God.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We believe each other's deceived. And that's fine. But when you say moronic, idiotic, when you start going down.
I didn't call you or anybody that. I said we attack ideologies. And as far as I'm concerned, the ideology is moronic.
All right. Let me show you where you were. This is the kind of stuff. Is that I started this out in Hebrews 11:3. I took a look at it. Faith. We understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that so the things which are seen are not made of things which appear. Now, his argument was that the term worlds here means the planets, the solar system. The word here, if he looked it up in the Greek dictionary, find out it doesn't.
Where are you both even getting that where is Greg Locke even getting that solar system exegesis? That's not even something the Bible comments about. What they're doing is that they're running to Genesis or whatever verse that talks about the roundness or the age of the earth. Okay, they run to Mirianisms and where the prophets paint a picture on how God intervened or made the world. But you're not going to get an exact definition or an exact. I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. I need to open something. You guys keep watching.
Mean anything like that. In fact, the word is the Greek word eon, which means ages or time periods, not life. So that's what you just did. That verse is deception and error.
Well, then explain the two verses that I used that led into that verse, because they did prove that we are the only habitable planet amongst many.
No. Well, first of all, the word planet does not exist. It's used one time in King James Version, and that's a mistranslation because the actual.
It's always a mistranslation.
Because the actual Hebrew word. The actual Hebrew word is mazalah, which means constellations, not planets. And that's a fact.
That's not a fact.
And you're deceived.
Dr. John!
If me being deceived means I believe in a spherical earth, I'm deceived.
The
The things which are seen are not made of things which appear. Now, his argument was that the term worlds here means the planets, the solar system. The word here, if you
Yeah, I mean, okay. I had to go back. I had to go like a minute of a notch back because they're using the same old argument where they think just because they can pull up a Greek or a Hebrew lexicon, they think they're going to get an actual, absolute, immediate definition. That's not how hermeneutics works, guys. You're not going to get an exegetical definition or a hermeneutical definition by simply running to old languages. You need to know why they were rendered in such. You need to know why they spoke that way. Like, what was the culture? Like, what were the ideas around them that caused them to paint the idea or a picture and how God intervened based on what was available to them?
If you look it up in the Greek dictionary, find out it doesn't mean anything like that. In fact, the word is the Greek word eon, which means ages or time periods, not life. So that's what you just did. That word is
Just because you can run to Strong's or Bible Hub, again, you're not going to get an exegetical definition. You're not going to get information as to why the prophets rendered it that way, or why the English scholars render it that way. Okay, just because you can run to old languages doesn't mean you're gonna get an exegetical definition. You have to read between the lines. That's just not how it works. But because you're fundamentalist idiots who think it's just enough to read things on the surface, you're going to end up having problems for yourselves.
Well, then explain the two verses that I used that led into that verse, because they did prove that we are the only habitable planet amongst many.
No. Well, first of all, the word planet does not exist. It's used one time in the King James Version, and that's a mistranslation because the actual.
So what? Like back in the day, there were a lot of words that weren't necessarily available because it depended on the culture and what was available to us. You're basically going by a freaking chronological snobbery argument that you're going to use to support your case. Now, not as to be one-sided with freaking what's this guy's name? Dean Odell. Not necessarily being with Greg Locke or anything. I'm just saying that you literally have two people trying to. I mean, it's just a butting of heads between two eisegesis. That's it.
Because the actual Hebrew word, the actual Hebrew word is mazalah, which means constellations, not planets. That's a fact.
So what? Like, dude, like even if, like, I mean, like if the Chaldeans decide to call it entities or constellations, again, you're not going to get an exegetical definition by simply running to old languages. You need to understand why these cultures, based on what was available to them, rendered it the way they did. Okay, you're not gonna get some kind of chronological. Dude, if you keep on doing that, you're gonna end up being a bigot. I mean, I can't quantify that yet, but just trust me, you will be. You're gonna end up being this chronological snob guy. Yeah, a presentist bigot. That would be presentist. Yeah, exactly, Carpenter. Context is key. In fact, they're arguing about a context they think that exists, but something that which was never intended by the writer as to why he wrote it that way. Okay, you got to read between the lines. How do these writers think? It's not just, you can't just study the words at surface. You got to know why they wrote it that way. This is why you have this back and forth debate where two rams just as equally strong. It's never going to get anywhere, basically.
If me being deceived means I believe in the spiritual earth, I'm deceived, and you can just go ahead and leave and cancel this debate right now because you're not going to convince me what the Bible clearly says. The earth is not flat, 1,000%. And if I got people in our church that think it is, that's great. I love you. But if you want to go to his little service in the morning, then go to his service in the morning. It's not going to bother me one bit.
Don't say I love you, dude. That's it. Like whenever they say something, look, I love you, but this and that and this and that and that and this. No, like, dude, I love you is a promise. Okay, like it's a freaking promise. You can't say I love you at the same time you freaking do something like that. It's just freaking snide. All right, just don't.
The earth is not flat. It was disproven 2,500 years ago. You can't show me one verse in the Bible that proves that the earth is flat. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. We're not going to get anywhere else because here's the problem. You use 2 hours of PowerPoint presentation and your people are quiet. I use an hour and 15 minutes of the Bible and they get mad and start throwing haters and haters at me.
Here's the deal. Let me just say this. Now, I'm walking out now. But I want to say this. Oh, listen, Evan, your folks are standing up together and go. Get out. Okay, you know what? That's fine with me. Here's the deal. I gave you the scripture. He gave you his version.
It's always somebody else's.
Hold on. No, you came up with your scriptures and gave your interpretation of them. I gave mine.
I gave you the Bible.
I gave you the Bible. I gave more Bible than you did, for a fact.
Oh my gosh. See, there it is. I gave you my interpretation of the Bible. I gave mine. And then Greg Locke just ruins himself saying, I'm just giving you Bible. Like everyone can say the Bible speaks for itself. The Bible speaks for itself, or the Bible says exactly what it says. I mean, a lot of people keep saying this, but I don't think they know what that means. I don't think they know what they're talking about. It's like they're saying that they're the mouthpiece for the Bible and for everything that it says or what the contents therewith. I mean, they resort to this tactic if they're losing. Okay, I say these things, and it's not because that, like, I read it. It says what it says. Yeah, I can say that, but how? Like, I'm not the one who wrote that. I'm not the one who went through the pains of writing it. So how can I just simply say that? I mean, people say this a lot. The Bible means what it says, or it says exactly what it says. Yeah, yeah, you can say that, but I don't think you know what that means. But what, you speak for the Bible now? That's why I don't say something like that. Literally.
How about in your rebuttal, I'll keep my mouth shut and you tell me how wrong I was about your misapplication of the ring.
No.
In Job chapter 38.
First of all,
hello, is it sunrise or not?
No, not at all. I don't agree with you.
Turn his mic off. Get out. You're a Bible guy. You're a Bible guy. You're a Bible guy.
Oh, wow. It became a real crap show real quick.
Just get out. Get the band up here.
I gotta see that again.
In your rebuttal, I'll keep my mouth shut and you tell me how wrong I was about your misapplication of the ring.
No.
In Job chapter 38.
First of all,
hello, is it sunrise or not?
No, not at all. I don't agree with you.
Turn his mic off. Get out. You're a Bible guy. You're a Bible guy.
Okay, well, gave him the boot, and he did. This wasn't a debate. This was a trap. Yeah, you telling me, Guru? I don't even have words for this one, to be honest. Okay, let's see what else we can find. At least finish on whatever is left of my beer before I just go to sleep. I'm gonna sleep like a baby today. I've done so much today. I worked my butt off and it paid off. That rhymes, doesn't it? Okay. Maybe there's some other Will Kincaid highlights I can see. Oh yeah, you know what? Let's watch an old Smokey stream where it involved praise when they're enemies or something like that. We gotta see that. We gotta see that. Hold on. We gotta see that, but I need to go retrieve my password for a bit. No, I don't. No, I didn't forget my account. Hold on, try another way. Yes, that one. Oh wait, no, hold on. I remember my password now. Nope. I forgot it again. Okay, hold on. I just gotta go check that out. I'm just on my third beer. I'm still okay, guys. Just need to find that what's my okay, there it is. I just need to find the thing. Guru, I know you're listening, so do you want me to dress up as Kurgi so I can give you those flashbacks? I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, hold on. Mute your mic if you're going to mutter what the password is. Dude, don't worry, I didn't. I'm just saying. I'm just spewing out words. I am under my password. Hold on. Because I gotta fix a few things here first. All right. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry for the dead air. All right. I'm gonna go find that. I should have kept my mouth shut about how peaceful and nice it has been online for the past few weeks. What are you talking about, dude? Did you see? Yeah, you know what? I've seen it, Guru. Yeah. Okay. Response: the guy's full of shit, and I don't need to take it from some guy who comes up with some dumbass ultimatum saying, "Trust me, or I'm gonna betray you." At least I'm not Eric Cartman, who pretends that has 14.7 subscribers that happen to be bots instead of fucking normal people. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to take Q's advice and not. Well, I did say I have to refute his freaking. I have to go over there and respond to his response, but yeah, that's about the only thing I'll do. I'm not going to comment on the Smokey Saint thing. Like he's basically pulling a knock right now. Like he believes what he wants to believe, and he's believing in stupid shit too. So nothing much I could do about that, to be honest. Anyway, I'm gonna go find that stream, and this is where I think he actually backs up freaking. There's also a freaking Bill segment there where he tries to play scholar there. and claims that there's absolutely nothing that supports, or I mean, there's the only thing that, like, there's this that he's trying to come about, like, the Bible itself supports free grace. So we gotta find that one first. Hold on, I know what the name of that is. Give me a moment. Okay, that means I gotta go all the way back, all the way back. Here it is. I found it. Okay, let's see. Now, this was praised in his earlier time, so
homosexuality, any of that, that was an indicator that that person was not saved. And Standing came into this stream later on tonight.
And Earth to see you as well. Shalom ski. Good evening.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, I guess we'll play a little bit of this and have a little fun
Play
with it.
retard box while
yeah,
it's talking.
exactly, Guru.
Right.
Hold on. Yeah, exactly, Guru. Should have kept my. No, dude, I know about it. There's no point of you keeping your mouth shut. But this one, yeah, exactly. It doesn't freaking show.
Well, shalom ski. Good evening. But so tonight we're gonna.
Oh,
I'm gonna,
before I start this, so let me say, so Standing for Truth came in here. Now, I've given Standing for Truth apparently way too much credit, way too much. See, now I had a conversation with Standing at one point where we discussed if you had a brother in the Lord who was claiming to be a brother in the Lord, who was licensing and acting in explicit sinly fleshly lifestyle like fornication, adultery, homosexuality, any of that was an indicator that that person was not saved. And Standing came into this stream later on tonight to basically defend free grace antinomianism. So Standing, as far as I can tell right now, I'm going to go ahead and quantify as also being in a dangerous position. Standing for Truth is now in a room with Thicky, Bill, and Praise, defending lawlessness in the gospel. That if you are a Christian and claim to be a Christian and then you decide to fornicate every day of your life, the only thing you have to worry about is loss of rewards. That's what Standing is in there teaching right now. In no way, shape, or form will I ever accept that, and in no way, shape, or form can anyone prove to me that that is from any part of orthodoxy. You don't even find anything anywhere even close to that type of idea, except in fringe Gnostic refutations written by church fathers. You don't find anything like that until you get to the 15th century with the reformers, with John Calvin teaching things like eternal security. You're not going to find anything anywhere close to what the hyper free gracers are trying to present anywhere in Orthodox Christianity whatsoever.
Not that in hyper free grace, that was like 400 years after or 500 years after John Calvin.
But they are claiming that this is true, even though they have accepted a fringe doctrine that was only practiced by the damnable Gnostic heretics of the first century. As a predecessor. So really, this is just one of those things, much like Arianism, oneness. It's just one of these fringe, damnable, false doctrines that ends up creeping its way on the outer edges of Christianity and deceiving people, which is why we call this stuff.
That's literally the thing that St. Irenaeus warned, especially for his particular Catholic faith. Okay. I'm not saying that Catholics aren't Christians, because St. Irenaeus has taught me one thing. If you have to be sober-minded and not allow any type of heresy or damnable practice at all, lest that seep in and rend the Catholic faith. That's in his introduction.
Out and make the arguments against it is to help protect people's souls so that they're not deceived by these things. Praise is deceived right now. Seemingly so is Standing. So this is why when you have a verse, like for instance, where Christ is saying, "Depart from me, I never knew you," those who work lawlessness, Standing or one of the other free gracers would say, "So, oh well, that's just talking about false converts. That has nothing to do with people who are actually saved." As if that's an answer to anything. It isn't. The whole existence of false converts means that you cannot utilize hyper grace gospel or OSAS doctrine. You just can't, because false converts exist. So you could have someone who's living in a life of sin proclaiming Christ. That's not the sign of a regenerate spirit, to be very comfortable living in sin and constantly.
That's because a life of sin does not define the Christian God. I'm sorry to say this. I mean, like minutes ago, like right before I started the stream, we were talking about John 14, like that famous verse 15. John 14, verse 15, and it's preceded by John 14. If you ask anything in my name, and what they mean by in my name is, it's not just you ask for God, but you also have to consider what he stands for. What are his statutes? What is his divine precept? What is his evangelical standard? Okay? And I'm pretty sure that when you ask in his name, the thing or this idea called, if you regard iniquity in your heart, I will not hear you. So I want to see the free gracers get through that simple statement with a profound and complicated explanation.
Engaging in sin regularly without having feeling the tug on your heart to repent from it in turn. But that's that free grace heresy. Now, I knew that Standing was kind of on the edge of that because of all the arguments I had when we were discussing OSAS. But he always held that idea, seemingly, that if someone was demonstrating a life of lasciviousness, that was a indication of a danger of their salvific condition. But now Standing just seems to have, for the sake of this stream here, is just defending the full-blown antinomian Kool-Aid. At least he's just drank the full glass before he came in to defend everything. So now it's, you claim to be a Christian, and that's the end. That's it. Whatever you do after that
Cyril of Alexandria would beg to differ.
Point has no effect on salvation, or is not an indicator of your salvation at all. James 2 is basically thrown out the window in terms of any salvific context. Any warning that you have in scripture, like Galatians 5 or 1 Corinthians 6, that it says that those practice these things will not inherit the kingdom of heaven, they interpret that to mean that you just won't inherit rewards. It's not about inheriting salvation. It's just that you won't inherit.
How the fuck are they even coming up with that conclusion? It literally says you won't inherit the kingdom of heaven. And now they're saying you just won't inherit rewards. Where the fuck or from what foundation are they getting that from?
Rewards. Now that's a really dangerous take on those warning passages to me, when the apostles go out of their way to state these warnings, to just say they're nothing but recommendations for the sake of reward. I'm not going to be able to.
Oh, so they're pulling a preacher too. I mean, I recommend that you don't do these things, but whether you know it or not, you're saved regardless, even if you do these bad things. I mean, I recommend that you don't do these things, but even if you do, you're going to get some consequences, but you know what? You're saved. Dude, these fuckers are no better than the freaking preacher. Seriously.
Accept that. And I think you're going to be hard pressed to find anything other than some relative.
Exactly, Guru. How from what commentary are they getting this stupid eisegesis from? Really?
Relatively fringe.
Not to mention that this video is like 2 years ago.
Hyper grace teachers that are going to make that type of claim. You have to go to like Zane Hodges and stuff like that, before you're gonna find any type of really skewed interpretation of those passages. The interpretation they do of Matthew 7 completely removes it out of its cultural context. Completely removes it from the audience that it was speaking to, and completely takes it out of the form of the warning that it was meant to impart. I've found the hyper grace interpretation of that passage to be just completely laughable. So praise and this young earth community for the most part, except for some of them in the midst, are this type of basically libertarian hyper grace. That to mean that you just won't inherit rewards. It's not about inheriting salvation. It's just that you won't inherit rewards. Now that's a really dangerous take on those warning passages to me, when the apostles go out of their way to state these warnings, to just say they're nothing but recommendations for the sake of reward. I'm not going to be able to accept that. And I think you're going to be hard pressed to find anything other than some relatively fringe hyper grace teachers that are going to make that type of claim. You have to go to like Zane Hodges and stuff like that, before you're going to find any type of really skewed interpretation of those.
Try Corinthians 4, Guru.
Passages. The interpretation they do of Matthew 7 completely removes it out of its cultural context. Completely removes it from the audience that it was speaking to, and completely takes it out of the form of the warning that it was meant to impart. I've found the hyper grace interpretation of that passage to be just completely laughable. So praise and this young earth community for the most part, except for some of them in the midst, are this type of basically libertarian hyper grace. Once you say you're a Christian, don't worry about anything else. Anything goes, no matter what you do, no matter what you act upon, no matter what lifestyle you choose to indulge, it doesn't matter. You're not going to be capable of
except that the Christian faith is not defined with sin, but a changing life.
Costing yourself your salvation. Now, I find that bizarre, considering the fact that they do have a hard stance against homosexuality. So that's one of the things apparently that will cause.
You know what? That's exactly the thing, because if you put it that way, you're gonna say it doesn't matter which lifestyle you engage in, you're still gonna be saved. But then you have Praise I Am freaking condemning Skylight for fucking cross-dressing or some shit like that. Way to throw his soteriology right off the bat just with that.
Cause them to betray their absolutism and their doctrines real quick, and particularly for standing. Like, you could be an active adulterous fornicator, apparently, according to Standing for Truth. But if you're doing it homosexually, well, now you're a reprobate. But you can be banging whores while you're married, and you're just going to lose rewards. That's not an indicator of your salvific state. But if you're banging men, if you're a man banging, well, now you're a reprobate. See, there is no consistency or reason or rationale behind these justifications. So I'm glad this is kind of cracking open. If maybe this is something that needs to happen for the sake of this community, because granted, while everyone is fixated on the obsession of young earth, apologetics and young earth obsession, they've let a lot of the other stuff go. And I don't think that as much of Standing's audience as he thinks are this type of really hyperlined, OSAS free gracer. I do know that he has a lot of people who are young earthers who come from schools of thought that repentance is an indicator of salvation, if not even a requirement. So this is not just like last time. This is going to prove to be a unpopular opinion for some. But this is something that's important to be said, because this is a false gospel. This is a false gospel. This really fringe heresy that to completely pull away from any sense of self-reflection, to not worry about the passage of seeking after your salvation with fear and trembling, following the commands of Christ, like in Matthew 24, in his Great Commission, those who endure in Revelation. There's passages everywhere talking about repentance, endurance, abiding, staying in, keeping to, all of this stuff all over the place, instructions, and they take all of that and turn it into nothing more than a recommendation. And that just robs the scripture of so much of its potency and intent. And that's why I really have grown a detestable distaste for this doctrine, and certainly the way that it's been opportunistically leveraged.
I'm going to go in a minute, but before I do, I just want to jump in.
Sure.
You ever get the sense that we're living in like a fucking Bill Murray Groundhog Day situation, where every time it's, of course, it's Wednesday. So that, I mean, Praise is doing something stupid. So, it's Wednesday, like I said before.
Right.
And, but when you look at the chat, look, it's Janet Duttridge, it's Cheryl, P Mars is of course over there, but he's always fucking. Oh look, Mary's over there, I guess, right now. Well, that's weird. Who else? Oh yeah, Gavin. It's all these fucking people every fucking week where it's like, oh, Smokey's an asshole, and then he does another video. He'll do a video like tomorrow, probably be like, Smokey was right. I was wrong. I'm sorry, Jesus. And then he said,
no, not this
Trinity
time.
now.
No, not this time, because he's got Standing on his side now. Standing's gonna back the lawlessness. Standing's gonna back the lawlessness, Harrison.
All right. I'm just saying it's the same shit. They say the same exact shit. I guarantee you, Janet Duttridge at some point tonight has said everything that Praise has said tonight is spot on. Cheryl is probably agreed with that assumption from that assertion rather from Janet, and then fucking Gavin Hurleman is in there being like peace and respect, and we should respect all the people's opinions, and basically sucking on Praise's dick.
Yeah.
And it's just every week it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And why the fuck does Gurmania have a wrench in Praise's room? The fact that an atheist has a fucking wrench in Praise's room is like, okay.
He said, Praise said that Gurmania was now his favorite atheist. Because now this is funny too, because Gurmania is one of the dumbest atheists aside from Knock. He critiques Christianity only through the lens of super predeterminism. And then he thinks he's doing a good job. So Gurmania is one of the dumbest bitch atheists I've ever come across. And he says to Praise,
not the dumbest, of course. Knock is the
not
dumbest.
The
atheist.
Knock would be the dumbest, but he's one of the dumbest. And he validates Praise that Smokey's anger shows that he is theologically and mentally weak. Yes. Angst towards damnable heresy threatening people's souls show that I am theologically and mentally weak.
How many accounts does Alex have?
Well, at least 4, but he's done. He's blocked in the side chat from here on out. We're done with Alex because Alex likes to support degeneracy and thinks that that's funny. So that's good. And by the way, it is amazing. I think if you guys actually had the full context and heard some of the statements of some of the people over that actual event that most of you didn't even see, certainly not in its entirety, I think some of you would be ashamed, really, truly, and especially for claiming to be Christians and holding that level of mockery. Alex, you're a dumb shit. And I'm glad that I got sent those screenshots so that we just kind of put a niche in that one. You're worthless to the environment. You should spend your time with the rest of the degenerates like you. That's not so. And actually, I think Alex might just be a series of P Mars' sock accounts. Actually, that's kind of.
I don't know about that, but
hello, Big Perm. How you doing? How you doing, Pi? Good to see you. Takeaway, Break, Mindbreaker, Tog, Lizard. Good to see you guys. Thanks for.
Well, that's another thing that I was gonna say. Is that it seems like a lot of our viewers don't actually make content; they just enjoy watching stuff, which is great. I wish everyone's I wish everyone's channel was like that, because it seems like over on Praise's channel, everyone over there has a YouTube account and they make content.
Right.
And not just like stuff like Lizard, or not Lizard, but Basement Dweller makes, I mean, Lizard has made videos, and I guess Tog does.
Right.
Oh my fucking god! Can I ban the Loving Christian, or are we still keeping him around?
Oh yeah, no, you're allowed to ban Thicky.
It's only take on Smokey Saints challenge that he extended.
There we go.
Earlier this morning.
The funny thing was everyone in his side chat was complaining because they didn't know what the challenge was, and he never actually says what the challenge was. So I'll just remind everyone what the challenge was. The challenge was to ask Bill to denounce Jack Smack's gospel as a false gospel. That was basically the challenge. To get Bill to actually say, yes, what Jack Smack teaches is indeed a false gospel. And that's not what Praise did. Praise just went and asked him, how do you feel about Jack Smack? He's a friend in the Lord. And then say, Smokey, Say he's just a friend. See? Oh my God, praise. What
More than a friend.
disaster. What a disaster.
Walking around 3, 4, 5 in the morning, something in there in that time frame. And we're going to discuss some things about the gospel. We're going to pick apart and dismantle some of Smokey's antics, how he approaches things, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Do tell me, Christian Carpenter, how did he go at you the other day? What did he do? What did he say?
Good to see your brother, Gavin. Yeah, and some of his faulty tactics. So it'll be a good one tonight. I think it'll be based around the gospel, especially Bill. So I'm going to pull up the challenge, and I'm going to point a couple things out. What I'm expecting, what my expectations are for the stream. And we'll see where it goes. You know, anything can happen on these streams. I'm telling you. So here it is. The stream or the challenge. Good to see you, Bill.
Christian Carpenter. He falsely accused me.
Bill in the house. And I'm going to be this is for you, Bill, as well. So let's play. I'm going to go through this, you know, like part by part, and we'll pick it apart and see where it stands at the end. And what do we expect out of this? Well, do we expect any contrition from Smokey saying no? Are we going to expect cognitive dissonance, rejection, dismissal? Yes. Accountability? No.
I mean, if you think about it, Praise, he has the right to do that. The only thing that would really make it substantial is if you actually had a refutation to that, which I think you do in this video.
Cognitive dissonance for defending Jack Smack. Boy, the irony.
I just had to really hold myself back there from it because I almost said praise his first name in chat on a super chat, right? Gave me AIDS. I almost sent that super chat. I looked at it. I typed it out with no fucking context. I was going to do it. And now I can't because I said it because then everybody will be like, oh, that's his first name. He typed it in his super chat.
That's so funny.
I thought his first name was Praise.
That is the funny part of it, isn't it? Takeaway, like Praise doesn't even pay attention to like how incredibly degenerate and gross and stupid most of his audience is because he doesn't monitor chat. He spends most of the time. He does his introduction. He lets people in the room, and then he plays Madden, and he just doesn't even pay attention. He just phones it in. Like he should play less video games. The dumb, dirty little manlet. Do a little more due diligence and a little less video games, for God's sakes. My goodness.
Yeah, hey Smokey,
this is gaslighting, and this is part of the emotional manipulation tactics that Smokey put me under for a while. And I was,
oh my fucking God, I can't listen to this. Try
use your kindness, mercy, and which he did. He weaponized his narcissism.
Smokey really pushing me over the line.
Here in a second, actually.
You're pushing me over the lane, Smokey. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking do it. I swear to fucking God, I'm gonna do it. Should I do it, guys?
Weaponize his narcissism? Really, Praise? You said that. Well, the funny thing about this is, although this was 2 years ago, this is very much the same thing that you do in every single fucking stream you have, along with your two side bird brain bitches who actually are the ones running your damn channel right now.
If you want.
Is it doxing to just put like his first name?
I don't know. I
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What's going on? Why is it no? Oh, there it is.
See, it's already a false dilemma from the beginning. Because has he really shown, or has he really shown in context that Jack Smack is a damn old heretic?
Yes, I know, Tog. My brain blew out of the back of my head. He's trying so hard to defend the idea that false doctrines don't even exist and that heresy isn't even a thing. And that's actually a funny part. I hope we get to it because he is fumbling like crazy over that. Tog says, Praise said that if someone said Christ was not the Messiah, it might be a false doctrine. Oh my God.
It might be a false doctrine.
Basically, what basically he's saying, it's not a duck, but for some reason it is.
Change that to it will be a false doctrine. I mean, hey,
I'm gonna call out Smokey while completely failing.
Oh, hey, this
every
just
basic
in. I'm looking at the
Christian
chat.
doctrine.
If you look at the chat, well, no, it still could be two people with the thing open. I don't know.
What the fuck
is going on with
when
Mary?
Praise said that, Mr. Lizard EXE has stopped working. Oh my God. How
Is somebody
can he
pretending to be me?
Seriously, guys, like he just makes up his mind like an emotional decision and then he comes up with the justifications ad hoc, I swear. Like this is so cringy stupid. I can't even believe it.
One, which is to me a
what speed is
failure on
this, by the
Smokey's
way?
part, because he hasn't
Okay,
really.
1.25,
All he does is take out, he cherry picks sound bites and declares someone something without looking into maybe the background context.
I would like you to elaborate how he's cherry picking all that shit.
Listen,
I want to show this.
I didn't want the Loving Christian blocked because I think they're thick.
It is
shades.
thick.
I wanted the Loving Christian blocked. It doesn't matter either way. The reason that I wanted them blocked is because they're a fucking nuisance, and I don't like looking at them in chat in general. They're constantly saying the same fucking things over and over again.
Right.
And I wish they would just fucking swallow an entire fucking can't even finish that sentence.
I get
It's
it.
fucking hateful.
Just say choke on a bag of Bruce's.
I hope you fucking swallow an entire crate of Metamucil, you fuck.
Yuck, does it need that
approach by Smokey saying you're going to see an error in his approach to hermeneutics. And he just assumes these things because he has biases.
Right after an ejaculation.
You know, you're the one to talk about hermeneutics, but you're also the same guy who will run the articles to make it sound like you know what you're talking about. So be careful with that, Praise.
You know what I mean?
You're
it's stuck together in the middle and it comes out.
Did you hear that? I'm assuming you keep talking and then I can't hear Praise failing.
Do you really want to? I mean, is it?
Oh, I kind of need to actually get to the point where he defends Jack Smack. That's kind of a whole thing.
This faulty hermeneutics approach by and you're going to see an error in his approach to hermeneutics.
An error? Okay.
And he just assumes these things because he has bias.
Oh man, did it stop? Freaking A. Hold on, give me a second here.
One thing.
Again, but also Jack Smack. They've called Smokey out for his
Jack Smack's called me
behavior.
out. Oh, for my behavior.
And,
Jack Smack is just some side chat watermouth. We'll talk about you. We'll talk to you in side chat, but we'll never confront your ass. Fucking coward who just likes to show off his karate skills. Dude, all I need to do is kick you in the nuts, then roundhouse kick you in the liver, and then finally hit that uppercut to the jaw and a straight punch to your fucking nose, and we'll see who the fucking tough guy is, literally.
Oh boy. Jack
we would
Smack's
say
called me
unchristian
out.
behavior that is not prescribed in the scriptures. All right, we'll continue on.
Continue on with what? Does he think he's playing something? Is that what's happening? He thinks he's playing something?
So
Well, fucking
this,
waterhead.
I hope you put to the audience out there that Smokey does owe an apology to Bill. Oh, no audio? Hold on. I thought I put the stupid audio thing on. Hold on.
Smokey doesn't owe Bill shit.
Hit the little box. So I'm going to have to do another
being an idiot.
audio test. Hold on.
Why did Jews cut baby dicks?
So, okay, hold on. My accounts are being deleted. This is Bill. So, Ryan, just let Bill be for right now. So do not take him out right now. I'm going to, if you feel like there's a bunch of trolls that are trying to cause strife, go ahead and delete them, or
Comes in the room for a minute
ban them. That's
later.
fine, but leave Bill alone right now. Bill's the center of focus for this stream. So if that'd be wonderful if you would allow him to do that. So I'm going to unban his accounts really quick anyway, just for this stream at least. And we'll talk about that later off stream, Ryan. I know that's probably
can I just say I'm gonna go because I can't fucking take this anymore. How dumb this is. But can I just point something out here? The one thing that Jack Smack 77 or 777, I can't remember which one it is.
It's
the
2
one
sevens.
thing.
It's 2 sevens.
Oh, what a fucking 16-incher. Anyway, the one thing I was gonna keep a straight face. The one thing that Jack Smack is known for is a video called "Live Like the Devil, Go to Heaven," or whatever.
That is it. Live like the devil, go to heaven. Obey God, go to hell.
Live like the devil, go to heaven. Obey God, go to hell. Nice find, Will Kincaid. This is how I know through Jack Smack, even his projections in the side chat, that he's nothing more than an antinomian heretic. Good job, Will Kincaid.
Yes.
Yeah. That's literally the one.
Like the fact that it took someone like Will Kincaid, like probably at this time a non-active Jew, to see through the bullshit of Jack Smack. It's just astounding.
Thing that he's known for.
Right.
And where he
doubled down
says,
on it on a new video just yesterday.
Yeah, do you want to just give the too long didn't read version, where it's like fucking what exactly it is he says in that video, because I won't get it right. I mean, like, he's what the infinite theosis piece of pie. Oh. Yeah, Jack Mehoff. Sure. All right. Well, anyway, I don't know how Praised missed that, is what I'm getting at.
Right.
I don't know. You know what?
Well, I don't
There's
think Praised
parts in
did
here.
I don't think Praised did a single minute of due diligence on Jack Smack at all.
Praised called you retarded, and then in this, I watched part of that.
Concerning that, as long as you're Praise's friend, you will be cross-examined and you're saved. That's basically it.
That's before this started. I watched 30
Oh,
whole
we're
fucking
gonna
minutes
play
of
a
this.
Jack Smack video, trust me. As soon as we get
Praise
to that part,
calls-
we're gonna play one.
Praise called Smokey retarded before, and then he's yelling at Smokey for calling him retarded in this video, and then somebody brings that up, and then he defends that. He's saying that Jack Smack is what theologically correct for I don't know what reason. I can't follow. I have no idea what the fuck he's saying.
Because it's me that's saying it, and I have to be wrong about things. So therefore, Jack Smack is okay. That's
literally what fundamental or superficial or free grace Christians do. The fact that they have to attack an illusion of view, which is easy to defeat because they have nothing else. It just explains a lot. And the fact is, when they're gonna really critique you as in you for who you are, they're not gonna talk to you. They're just gonna talk about you in some safe space. Fucking mongoloid coward retards.
seemingly the argument.
Retard boy. Retard. You know what? If nobody's gonna call him a retard tonight, you know what? I will. Praise.
He is a retard.
You're a fucking retard. You're a fucking retard, bud. You need to take a fucking nap.
I was worried that you were not going to be able to handle the cringe level of this content. It gets so bad It
I'm
gets
already
so
not feeling good. You made
I'm a
me
little
feel the
worried if I
praise.
don't start. If I'm a little worried if I don't start covering it now, he's going to do the same thing and try to hide it because we're having too much fun with it now.
Yeah, they
So we
download
should-
this one
sick
now.
of this.
We should.
What's
Well,
the
I
care?
can't. No, that's not how it works. You can't download it until after it's done and processed. You have to record it.
Unless you have a second computer that's doing a screen record at the same time. but I don't
Yeah,
have
that would
kind of
be,
time.
and I don't have that, but that would be the thing I would have to do. Good night.
Let's
listeners.
gonna skip to the good
Before you go, Will, before you go, this trigger.
Donald Trump, that's what I do.
I'll just explain how does Smokey have receipts that I could check.
God damn it, that light bulb. Can you? No, you can't see it. It's that dude from
I'll take
60
you one
Minutes.
point.
Why are you a son of Muta?
I would. By the way, guys,
He's
I was
facing
gonna,
out towards the row.
I was gonna record. Actually, I did record.
Anyway, to like I just explained, how does Smokey have?
And feel free to ridicule Praise for being such a disgusting, lame-brained, lazy sack of shit that he didn't even bother to just ask a Bill before deciding that Bill was a deep.
So sound check. Can anyone hear that? So please give a yes or a no. I could check it. Hold on. Maybe I could check it myself.
Yes, Praise.
So please give a yes. Yeah, it's working. We're good. We're good. So we'll continue on.
He's not a heretic.
Moving
He is
on.
adamant to either condemn or verify Jack Smack. That would answer a lot for all of us, frankly. Yeah. Is Jack Smack a damnable?
First of all, it's an unfair expectation anyway to, like I just explained, how does Smokey have receipts that more than just one soundbite with any background context of Jack Smack being a damnable heretic?
Oh, and there it is. Praise! Why didn't you just go to it? You know what? Here, let me show you something. Here, hold on. Hold on. Let me show you guys something.
Well,
This is what Praise. Oh, okay. I just want to make sure we heard it one more time.
More anyway. First of all, it's an unfair expectation anyway to, like I just explained, how does Smokey have receipts that more than just one soundbite with any background context of Jack Smack being a damnable heretic?
There.
Will Kincaid literally stated that he's more that Jack Smack is literally popular with live like the devil, go to heaven. Obey God and you go to hell. How could you then say or try to make up a case that it's kind of like, wait, Jack Smack is a heretic? Well, like what kind of goodness?
Now, Praise. All he had to do was literally just go to the man's channel. Okay, here's Jack Smack's channel right here, ladies and gentlemen. Here's literally his video right here. This is the last video he's done. It's 4 minutes and 56 seconds. And here, I'm going to switch the screen because usually it's just a background, and I don't want the dirty bastard to try to get away with copyright striking me or something weird like that. So here, let me do this. Let me switch it up here. Oh, no, here, I'll do this. There we go. Okay, now it's going to be better. Okay, so here, look at this right here. So this is the last video he did. Praise didn't even visit the man's channel. Is saying, hey, Smokey, you got more than just a single soundbite? Do you have any substantive receipts? I mean, just go to his channel. Just scroll through the man's channel. Go to even just his last video, Praise. I'll tell you what. Let's see if Praise could have taken just 5 minutes away from Madden. Away from the video games, the retarded manlet. If he could just take himself away for a moment and then go to the guy's channel and even just play the most recent video. Just do that. And let's see what comes up. Let's take a look. Let's see what we got. Let's see what type of genius we got here.
The can't live any way you want to and go to heaven crowd are not saved.
Oh,
I'd like to open up with prayer.
Interesting.
And then with a few verses, all right, dear God, thank you for.
You know, the mere fact that he has those kinds of videos and says that I'm an unsaved reprobate roach-based salvationist, I don't need to take it from a fucking retard like him, especially when he's known for a fucking video that says, live like the devil, go to heaven, obey God, and you go to hell. The fucker's more of a heretic than he thinks I am, because, like, dude, if he was confronted like John 14 verses 14 to 15, the fucker, all he has to do is try to explain away from that, and then he's going to end up contradicting Christianity, and he'll end up condemning not just the prophets, but also apostles. Like, the mere fact that I'm on my fourth beer and I'm able to comment at this with all substantiation just proves how ridiculous and stupid the fucking free grace narrative is. And you have someone like Jack Smack subscribing to this fucking thing, this obvious antinomian doctrine that existed 500 years after John Calvin. It's just freaking astounding. And then they're gonna say, "Oh, we're right, you're wrong, you're going to hell," even if your own soteriology doesn't allow you to do that. Good job, Mongoloid.
For giving us your clear word. Thank you for allowing us to see what it says. Bless the listeners. I ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. Psalm 38 reads.
Oh, you don't mean bless.
O
Hey, Jack,
Lord,
you just lied.
rebuke me not in thy wrath, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. For thine arrows stick fast in me, and thy hand presseth me sore. There is no soundness in my flesh because of thine anger, neither is there any rest in my bones because of my sin. Now, there are people out there that do not understand grace. They don't understand biblical Christianity or salvation, and they make stupid claims like, you can't just live any way you want to and expect to go to heaven. And I wholeheartedly believe these people are not saved. Number one, they don't believe the promise of Jesus as found in John 3:16 or John 6:47. Jesus said, he that believes on me has everlasting life. And
I have to go rewind this a little bit again.
Right here. This is the last.
Like, there's so much stuff in here, and we haven't even got to Bill yet, but we have like freaking Jack Smack saying stupid shit like this, and oh my goodness. You're gonna tell them that you're gonna tell people that you can't just live any way you want, and then they're unsaved. There's the freaking Christian life is not defined with sin or living the fuck however you want, dude. It's literally right there. Don't get me wrong. I have priorities in life and things I'm after. But if you're going to say just live whatever I like, it's like saying that, well, I don't care who I hurt as long as I get what I want. And then you're going to go in there saying that I'm a mongoloid retard.
Are not saved.
Oh!
I'd like to open up with prayer.
Interesting.
And then with a few verses, all right, dear God, thank you for giving us your clear word. Thank you for allowing us to see what it says. Bless the listeners. I ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. Psalm 38 reads.
Oh, you don't mean bless
O
me, Jack.
Lord,
You just lied.
rebuke me not in thy wrath, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. For thine arrows stick fast in me, and thy hand presseth me sore. There is no soundness in my flesh because of thine anger, neither is there any rest in my bones because of my sin.
Gee, I wonder why someone would say something like that prior to that conclusion. He must have said something else that would validate that syllogism that you're just referencing, which is the latter from the former few verses that you skipped.
Now, there are people out there that do not understand grace. They don't understand biblical Christianity or salvation, and they make stupid claims.
Of course you would say something like that. You know why? Because that's the same kind of grace that you're willing to abuse, you fucking moron.
Like, you can't just live any way you want to and expect to go
you fat fuck moron
to heaven. And I wholeheartedly believe
I'm not scared of your fucking karate. I just need to fucking Muay Thai roundhouse kick you to the liver and you're done. Then I fucking land an uppercut and straight up to your fucking nose and you're done.
Believe these people are not.
And I knee you to the fucking groin.
Not saved. Number one, they don't believe the promise of Jesus as found in John 3:16 or John 6.
Gee, I wonder why that he has high regard for the righteous and he keeps his promise. But then you have something like live like the devil, go to heaven. Gee, you couldn't validate Satan more with your fucking disgusting interpretation of scripture.
6:47. Jesus said, "He that believes on me has everlasting life." And how you live has nothing to do.
And then they're gonna say, "Oh, Boki's drinking beer. He's out of his mind." Dude, the fact that this thing is so fucking ridiculous, even at my fourth pint, just shows that I can easily do this because the bullshit that is in this thing is just so fucking ridiculous. It's so blatant to the point that even a drunkard can see that that inconsistency. Dude, I don't get drunk on my fourth beer, which is where I stop, because if I know if I drink more, I'm just going to end up being wasted. But the mere fact that I can have substantial commentary while at the same time making it as simple as I can, even at the coolness of my air conditioner, which is making it worse. This doctrine is so freaking ridiculous. No wonder why people like Saint Irenaeus, Cyril of Alexandria, Hippolytus, with all this sarcasm and with all this simple methodology and with this easy efficiency to see how stupid this free grace bullshit is, which was basically a repackaging of earlier Gnostic heresies. I mean, dude, this is something you could do with your eyes closed, literally. And then you're going to sit there and tell me I'm a works-based salvationist. Good job, you mongoloid retards.
With your salvation, because salvation is a promise by God, and nothing you do can cause him to renege on this promise or to break his promise.
And then they'll say the same shit like, "Oh well, we got wind that Boki was doing this while he was drinking beer." So, well, guess what, motherfucker? I'm not drunk. I know what you're saying. We know what you're saying. The whole audience know what they're saying. If I was drunk, I would not be saying a single thing. I would just call up this freaking show. But guess what? I got all night, baby. Tomorrow is a holiday, and I can do this all night. So don't worry about the amount of dark beer I'm having. I'm doing just well.
That's my first reason. The second reason why I don't believe these people are saved is because they're trusting in their self. They're basing their salvation on how they.
Oh, you mean like you antinomian heretic?
Live. Turn over to 2 Timothy chapter 1.
Always a
It
straw
reads in
man,
verse
Lieutenant.
9, who hath saved us and called us with an holy calling, not according to our works, but according to his own purpose and grace, which was given us in Christ Jesus before the world began.
They do miss the point that the call to a holy life, or holy living, or living away from sin, or choosing to not walk in the flesh, these things are only possible through having a regenerate spirit. You can only escape the corruptions of the world, as it would say in 2 Peter. That action of escaping the corruptions is only possible through the power of the divine, through the work of the Holy Spirit. It's the only way it can possibly be done. So if you don't have that, you have no indication of the work of the Holy Spirit. You really don't have any reason or justification to believe yourself to be saved. You know, if your heart does not even have that tug or that pull or that battle, and you look at people like, say, for instance, in my local area. I have issues with a couple different, I guess you would say, Methodist assemblies, for lack of a better descriptor. I don't even really know if that's technically what they even call themselves anymore, temples of some kind, but they are quote unquote Christian. They claim to be Christian. They absolutely claim to be Christian, but they allow anything in terms of immorality. And I do mean anything, even up into the point of open homosexuality. So you'll find members of that church who will go out and find their friends and meet people in the bars, and they'll share a fake damnable gospel with them that's completely free of the expectation of repentance and turning from sin. You'll find a complete absence of that, but they'll go to these people and they'll say, hey, we go to a church, down the way. Would you like to come with us this Sunday? I'm like, I don't go to church. I'm gay. Like, Christianity doesn't accept me. And they share with them this fake gospel of, you're good. Christ completed it all. He fulfilled the law. He died, and then that's it. There's no requirement placed on you. All you need to do is accept him. He loves you entirely. You can do whatever you want. So come on over, just join the assembly. Come on in, worship Christ in spirit and in truth, and they will sucker these people in. And they'll, sway them with the arguments of how, all those talk in the Bible about how homosexuality is an abomination. That's just talking about the paganized practice of it. God is fully for monogamous unions. If you're just in a homosexual relationship that's committed, you're certainly within the auspices of acceptance of God, and they diffuse the warnings of Scripture. Oddly enough, the antinomians and the hypergracers do exactly the same thing. This is what concerns me about these particular types of doctrines. It's just about the best lie there is, frankly. Think about it.
And it's not just those churches, Smokey. I think I forget what the figure is, but just about once you start accepting things like same-sex marriage and wokeness,
right?
It's the and things like women as pastors and elders within your church. It's something like 80% of churches in America start to go the way you're explaining.
Right.
So they didn't start off this way. They started off with it.
The funny thing is, it's such a convincing lie. It's such a seductive lie. It has the feel of the exact same lie told in the Garden of Eden.
You'll be as God.
You'll be as God. You can do anything. It's that open-ended concept of you are your own master. God will not hold you accountable as a servant. He just sees you as as a brother, basically. He's not going to come down on you. He's not going to judge you. But it diffuses and displaces all of these passages in Scripture that the rest of us really read with a sense of true warning. And this type of doctrine completely diffuses and evaporates that into nothing. That this is the claim to allow people to feel confident inside an unregenerate spirit, believing that all of the warning passages in Scripture are nothing but recommendations for the sake of reward. This is a particularly dangerous, particularly seductive lie. That I think is incredibly powerful and has basically run rampant in this community. It's swallowed up praise, Gavin. As far as I can tell, it's swallowed up standing for truth. God knows how many others in the community and the peripheral. This is a extraordinarily dangerous heresy. Now, the funny thing is that Gavin doesn't believe this heresy, and yet he is now over there mingling and supporting the heretics that do. These people are theologically sick of a level that just really is staggering. I mean, this is a phenomena of epic proportions. I really do not understand the obliviousness of these people. let's finish this video, and then I guess we'll go ahead and play the infamous, live like the devil situation.
What this means is that
just so we can really
salvation is according to grace.
Because apparently Praise just won't do 10 minutes of due diligence by himself. I apparently have to do this for him. So, okay, we'll do
not
it.
according to our behavior. And the people that think, well, you can't just live any way you want, they don't even understand what grace is. And they don't understand the simple fact that it's God that saves us, not the other way around. My third reason why I don't believe these people are saved is because.
Hey, Bond, just so you know, you absolutely rat roach degenerate sack of subhuman shit. Let me tell you something, Bond. Your uneducated, uninformed, offensive bloviations about sharing your opinion about the authenticity of the events that you seem to be barely party to in terms of its full context caused actual one who is particularly fragile right now. I would like you to just reflect upon that for a moment, since you have been spending so much time pontificating about your superior righteousness, virtue, and morals in terms of the context of observation and discernment. Allow me to go ahead and inform you, you disgusting little low-thinking, mentally retarded degenerate. Allow me to inform you of your personal error that messages were communicated to me that your particular decision to open up the door into automatic skepticism instead of support, concern, and prayer not only unveiled you as yet again a fraud, M. Bond, but also did inflict pain on that person that they saw when they read those comments. So you should be ashamed of yourself. You really should. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're a low-thinking, idiotic, stupid little backdoor troll who's nothing but trying to spur up crap and give your worthless opinions. You're not that bright, Bond. You're not that clever. Hell, you don't even have a spine. You can't even fight your own fights. You always have to try and find some guy to manipulate. And usually you have to do it by having a crying fit in front of them. So, you know what, dude? Spare me whatever you think is the value of your opinions in these matters. And why don't you do the entire universe a favor, especially when it comes to some of these more delicate topics, and just shut your freaking idiot trap. Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, well, let's finish the rest of this real quick.
Because they don't understand that grace keeps abounding. Turn back to Romans chapter 5. See, if a person lives like the devil, so to speak.
What shall we say then? Shall we sin so that grace may abound? God forbid. Romans 6, verses 1 to 2.
God's grace just keeps abounding. People don't understand.
Okay, you know what? I can't take any more of that heresy. And plus, I'm going to go to bed now. I might grab myself a midnight snack before I sleep, but it's great to be back, guys. So thanks for chiming in. Prior to this stream, I had a Bible reading stream where I even read the work of Cyril of Alexandria. Great anti-free grace material. And yeah, I'd like to thank Guru, Christian Carpenter, and Dio for chiming in. I hope we can get more people here someday. And yeah, don't take your salvation for granted and take your sanctification seriously. I'm going to go find and fix me something to eat. My name is Saint Ronin. I'm signing out in 3, 2, 1.